people a heads up this time. So what up? What up? I think people know what time we normally come on Fridays. Coop, how you doing, brother?
I was gonna say they normally know what time we come on. Isn't that late as hell that we usually come on? Ain't that what they be telling us?
Right. Well,
Right.
look
Like
for
y'all
it,
late.
right?
That's typical. We on time today, ain't we? Ain't we been early? Did
We
we pull up early?
somewhat on time. We're between early and on time.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody got the notifications or whatnot. Let me.
I just got mine. Yeah,
You
we're
got
good.
yours? Okay. Let's see. I don't know
Right.
if people be waiting by their phone or whatnot, but let me
How are you,
see.
man?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a long day. Shout out to everybody coming in the room. We got people in the room coming in. What up? What up? Happy Friday to you
Oh,
guys as well.
I got something I wanted to share right quick that I forgot to share.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm a proud father. I think everybody that follows us knows that. So, you see this, right?
Yep.
Okay. So,
Ew. Oh, your daughter drew that?
yeah, that was my Father's Day present.
Oh, that's nice. Nice.
So I'm gonna hang it up on the wall.
All of y'all have been talking to us about this new Primo and Nas collaboration. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. That's supposedly coming next week. I think that's what the post said, right?
Now, so many people have sent us the post.
Is Drillmatic coming? No, we haven't got Drillmatic yet.
It's like we get it, and I don't think it's the album. It's just a song.
Yeah. I think it's a song, but I think the song kind of lets you know that the album is on the way.
Well, I like the idea that it's like, well, hold on, we gotta wait to ask. We'll just wait because I got a very valid question to ask.
Well, okay, let's hold that thought because I probably got a follow-up question for that too because it's nothing but questions right now.
Right, it's just gonna be
I guess, man, like we can jump into this West Side, man.
Okay.
Yeah, let's jump into the new West Side. West Side dropped the project today. It's called Peace, Fly God.
Mm-hmm.
West Side Gun, excuse me. West Side Gun is a curator. So, we got everything from Madlib on here, and Stove had a lot of work on here. What was it Don Carrera?
You just went out on my side at least.
I think I paused on everybody else's side too, man. Let's see what's going on here, man.
All right, I'm gonna jump in the chat right quick. Wow.
No, I think I should. Am I good now?
No.
You don't see me now?
Yeah, now I see you.
Okay. So yeah, Don Carrera, we got Madlib on there as well. And obviously, you got Stove God out here putting in work. What did you think about the project?
I thought that it was uneven. I mean, there were a few takes that I have on it. I feel like, we just shared. There's some really good stuff on here. There's some standout stuff on here. I want to bring up, we always laud him for his production choices. I don't know if that's necessarily the case with this album, and maybe it's not the tracks. I think it actually does have something to do with the actual melodic, slowed down nature of the tracks, that's an upstate New York, like Buffalo, you know what I mean?
Right.
What they're known for. But I felt like the BPMs on some of the records were just all in literally that same, like, it didn't even feel like it was 88.
Yeah.
It almost felt like it was running at 78, 75. And it's like,
I was going to say, Blue Collar Hustle got the super chat here real quick. He said, sorry, Coop, I spammed you the link. Was too hype. He's talking about the Nas link. Nas the GOAT says, I'm sorry that the album is trash. Pure garbage.
Wow. I don't think it's pure garbage.
I think it's some gems on there.
There's some stuff there, but it's very
It is underwhelming, especially the fact that, Stove's on there and Madlib's on there. And after Madlib coming off of this Black Star album, it doesn't even really sound like the same producer. But again, sounds like that might have been more of West Side's choices.
I'm about to say, for some people, Madlib sounding different than he did on the Black Star album is a good thing for some people.
Yeah. Well, was production an issue? Did anybody have issue with the production on the Black Star album? I think the criticisms is for the most part.
I mean, most has garnered most of the criticism, but how about this? I mean, Talib has been the MVP of that album. You
Inspector
know,
says
in terms
with
of
the
the
super
rap head rhetoric.
right. Inspector with the super chat says, "Are y'all really feeling beats with no drums? Like an album full of them?
I
Griselda's
just
sound is too predictable."
I just told you. I mean, didn't I just raise the question of all of the songs having like that slowed down BPM to a fault? I just said that.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that the fact that there's
That
no
doesn't make the whole
actual,
album trash. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
the fact there's no beats on there though, it's like, well, I won't say no beats on there, but a lot of them didn't even have like percussion on them, no drums.
It's very raw.
I think that's good to do for like one or two songs, but
Right.
yeah,
So can we talk about what happened here with this album? And that's one of the things that I kind of want to bring up. Well, really, how about this? On Pray for Paris, he only does this one time, and that's on Claiborne Kick.
mm-hmm,
Every song can't sound like Claiborne Kick.
right,
You can do that one or two times, and really what happens on this album is the opposite happens. If you actually go to the track list, and the only time where you feel like it's sped up a little bit, I would say, is on Horses on Sunset
mm-hmm,
and the Don Housen track, the solo joint that he has on there. That's the only time that it actually feels like there's some action even going on, like in terms of the production. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And so I'm trying to see what was the aim of this is some of the point, because even like I was taking my daughter to work today, she heard Jesus Crack and she was like, "What?" you know, and it's not like
Right.
she's a kid anymore. She's 15 going on 16. She like, "What?" She
Right.
was like, and even she was like, he usually puts it together better than this.
Yeah, I mean, could the question be raised that music just isn't the focus? I mean, I think we've talked about this
It
before.
feels that way. You're
Yeah.
right.
It feels like music's not the focus anymore.
So,
And I think
so
the thing with Conway and Benny, what makes them different is because their bar work is important and they have to really be in tune and in it on the music when it comes to the bars.
they have to they have to lean in on their bar work, right?
Right. Dumb It Down's a sleepy music. I mean, yeah, it's definitely underwhelming. I mean, I didn't really have many expectations from this project for whatever reason. I don't know. I just didn't feel it. But
So
this definitely was still underwhelming. I expect a little bit more from West Side, at least for me.
no, so even on what is it? Not Fly God 2. What was the other one? When he did 3 in 1 year, what was the last one? Man,
Oh,
he
you're
got some
talking about the shady one. Say it in the chat, guys. L Dub with the super chat says Griselda's too one dimensional and predictable. Period. What album are we talking about? We're talking about
I'm pulling it up right now.
yeah.
Just give me 1 second. Just got so
These
much
brain
work.
freezes happen when you're on live.
I mean, no. They happen when you got somebody like him that's like made like
It's just
15 albums in like 7 years.
yeah, man. I mean, but Pray for Paris is an unforgettable one, and Fly God 2. Man, that said Mike expectations was too high.
Who made the sunshine?
Yeah,
So
who made the sunshine?
do you remember when we reviewed Who Made the Sunshine?
Yep.
I kind of had referenced it and spoke of it in a manner as like a piece of art more than a piece of music. This almost feels like tracks that are being selected to play in an art gallery while he's curating.
It does.
That's fine for his overall business mind and even the creative and artistic aesthetic, but it's the music business.
It is. And most people aren't going to be in an art gallery listening to this.
Most people aren't even going to be able to gather and garner that perspective of it that are fans of his.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, are you able
very
to
problematic.
Are you able to rate this project?
If I did, okay, so here's the thing. So when you have something like this, that I guess it'd say it's slowed down, or people would say it's boring, and you're not the writer that Kendrick Lamar is.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? See, this is where your pen game and Westside can rap.
Right.
I'm not saying he's not a dope MC. So I want to be careful about how I'm phrasing that. I consider him to be a dope MC. Like Brutus, George Bondo. Oh no, he's rapping his. No, he's just rapping next to Benny and Conway. That's just some of the better bar work you're going to find in this generation.
Right.
In Conway's place, possibly any generation. So, or at times with Conway in any generation. So he's up against like heavyweights, happen to be family members, but he can rap. But the fact that he's not what you would consider to be a supreme A1 like lyricist and rapper, it hurts you on projects like this where you miss the mark on some of the other things.
Right.
Yeah. If I was rating it, I don't even know how I could give it a 3.5. Wouldn't you have to say this is a 3?
Damn, that's tough, man. Yeah.
Okay, like if it's not just kind of like let's like really unpack it and talk about why it's not. Like there are some moments on here. It might be a 3.5. I can give it a. Okay, so what do you think of Big Ass Bracelet?
I like Big Ass Bracelet. It's one of the
Me
ones
too.
I like. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of Jesus Crack?
I skipped through it.
Yeah, first of all, it's too long, and you know I love me some Stove. I don't love the rhetoric on this one. And then I was thinking about what we were having when it came to the conscious versus dope boy rapper conversation that we were having.
Yeah.
And this was one of those records. I said, this is one for the conscious people to check the box off on their side. Right. When I just listened to the whole record, I was like, and it's 8 minutes of it. I was like, you know. Yeah. And then my daughter hopped in the car. Keep in mind, I heard it the night before. Then my daughter hopped in the car this morning. And of course, I'm playing the album from the top because I'm reviewing stuff. I'm like, hey, it's review time. She's like, what you got? You know, she's like, what is he doing? She's like, what is this? She was like, is that what God did?
007
She's looking
with
at
the
me
super
like, this is
chat.
the stuff you listen to, dude. You know?
007 with the super chat in here. He says, side note, y'all should make time to watch Supreme Team on Showtime. It's dope. It's dope, literally, figuratively, seeing the drug game impacting hip-hop. Wow. Have I seen that? I saw a documentary that was about something along those lines. Mad Max of the super chat says, y'all bugging. The first 6 tracks are straight. Then it went into some mid, but the beats were crazy. I love the first 6. He never been for me, but this was all right. So we got somebody who's not even a Westside fan who liked it. Andre Shashir in the building says, no Camouflage Monk and 1 Conductor Williams track.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Like I said, so I think we're both somewhere in the middle on Jesus Crack. Like, I like it. It's okay. I don't love it. I can do without it. Now, he's typically a great album starter. Like, listen to how some of his projects start off. The Cow.
Yeah.
No Vacancy. Michael Irvin.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he
then
knows how to
following
start
it
off
with
an
Jose
album.
Canseco.
Hold on, Supreme Blientele starts off with Gods Don't Bleed. Hold on, Supreme Blientele starts off with Gods Don't Bleed, Mike.
He's got a standard, man. He really does.
He's got a standard.
And it's like, this is underwhelming.
Yeah, so even though he's not like a all-time great MC in terms of like his lyrical bar work, in terms of how people view him, no. But his standard of album making is pretty damn great. So
they said the documentary just came out today. That's right. I'm thinking about something else. Yeah, we got to check out that Supreme documentary on Showtime. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're cool.
To correct that.
Takes me back to Nas's bars on Memory Lane. Some fiends scream about Supreme Team, a Jamaica Queens thing.
Yeah. You know, I was listening to not shootouts, but I was listening to Live Nigga Rap today.
Of course you were.
Because we was just talking about how much I love that record. And it's
right,
like, man,
you made you go play the record.
That shit sounds like, and why I love it so much, it sounds like a Mobb Deep record on a Nas album.
That's what the setup is. I told you, you could take the beat from the setup and put it on Hell on Earth or the back end of the Infamous. Yeah. Like you could put the setup beat wise right next to Right Back at You with Ray and Ghost. Like you could play them back to back.
I think, man, Prodigy setting it off and Nas closing and having Havoc in the middle and with production, that would have been a perfect trio right there. That's kind of one of those, I don't want to say Jay Beans and Scarface type trios, but that's a really good trio right there.
It's not like that because
It's not like that because
hold
Havoc's
on,
not
because
that.
Beans
But
would be
yeah.
the third guy in that race, and Havoc is like nowhere near Beans. You
But
feel what I'm
the
saying?
production that Havoc makes up for, you know what I'm saying?
You make a very valid point. You make a
Because
very
if he's
valid
in
point
the
about
group,
moving
he's
some
doing
Prime
that
Nas
kind
and
of
Prodigy
production.
over. No,
So
I've always told you one of his career like things that he could have done about some of the things that was said was do more tracks with Havoc, like that street stuff that he does with Havoc. Because Havoc just doesn't sound great on his records. He sounds great on the Mobb Deep stuff. Matter of fact, he sounds better on the Mobb Deep stuff than they sound on his stuff.
He sounds different on their shit. And I think
he is different.
Yeah.
They make him think different.
Michael Williams with the super chat says, "Did you see that Premier and Nas track dropping on the 15th?" Yeah, we saw it. We're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it.
You know,
did you not put it in the show lineup?
I did not put it in the show lineup. We dedicated this one to the 35th anniversary of Paid in Full. But what I was gonna say is, man, maybe that's where people get this whole Nas beat picking thing from, because we've heard him on Havoc's tracks sound the way he sounds. And we've heard him on RZA tracks sounding the way he sounds, Pete Rock track, whatever. And I think maybe that's where the whole Nas beat picking thing comes from. Premier tracks. What do you think?
Really? I don't know about that. I think it was written has a lot to do with that. The whole Trackmasters thing. I thought that's where that started. I thought it was a Trackmasters thing.
You know, I don't really remember that narrative being there for It Was Written, but I do remember it happening on I Am.
Well, here's also no, I don't feel that way about I Am, because here's what I'm saying. Even with the Preem thing, one of the things that was said production wise about It Was Written was because Preem had rose to such prominence as like the go-to hip hop producer. Was that, well, Illmatic had 3 Primo tracks and It Was Written only has 1. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying about the production being brought into question. It's like, because that's what really they were saying about Trackmasters. It's like, hold on, you let Trackmasters make like 8 or 9 tracks, but Primo only got 1, Havoc only got 2. And it's like, well, that's not a totally... In 1996, saying that really isn't a false claim. It's not a bad claim to make. It just doesn't mean Nas is a bad beat picker because of it. You get what I'm saying? It's like, should it probably have been like, I don't know, 5 Havoc tracks, 3 Primo tracks, and then like 3 or 4 Trackmaster tracks? Probably. And think about it, probably would have even been better than it was had that happened.
Right.
But it didn't happen. But when people make it seem like you didn't rhyme to the message, Mike. I mean, you used to be MC. You ever rhyme to the message before? Yeah. Yes, you have.
Well, that's dope.
Live nigga rap. You want to rap to that?
Shootouts is dope.
You ain't never rapped to shootouts or affirmative action before. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like
007 with the super chat says, Live Ninja Rap was supposed to be on Mobb Deep's album, but Havoc said it was a marketing move to put it on Nas' album because, It Was Written was anticipated. It sounds like it. It sounds like that. I mean, the way he's even rhyming on there, it kind of sounds like how he's rhyming on Eye for an Eye, right? It's a different Nas that you get.
He has to be on his QB shit with them. There ain't gonna be no philosophizing, all right?
I mean, even just his delivery and his voice, like the
vocal
pitch.
That's what I mean. No,
yeah, the vocal pitch that he's on Live Nigga Rap
he's sharper. He's liver. No, he's sharper. He's liver.
Yeah.
I told you he's on his bridge. Like, because he's rapping next to Prodigy and Havoc. They didn't come to make you think about shit. They came to make shit happen, Mike.
It's an interesting combination, man. And I think that even when it comes to like the Firm and the whole narratives behind that, I think the expectations were just up there and it didn't meet them. Now, who do you blame mostly for, I guess, how the Firm project was received, or the Firm album? We've never really talked about that, and that wasn't really in the show notes, but we talking.
So you want like what's wrong with the Firm album in order?
We could do that. Yeah, what's wrong with the Firm album? Like if the Firm album came out today and it was on a Friday and we're reviewing it like we just talked about West Side's album, what would you have to say about it?
First of all, I'll be telling you how I've already played Phone Tap 17 times, and therefore it made it difficult for me to listen to the album more than 2 times. That would be the first thing that you would hear me say.
You like Phone Tap like that?
Okay, so what's wrong with Phone Tap exactly?
I didn't say anything was wrong with
beats. They got Nas and AZ on a back and forth telling a story. It's even got the production. It's got the production sentiments of like a fully composed Outkast song, down to how they're using the vocals, down to the intro where they're doing the wiretap before Yotis Esco. No, it's got everything. It's
You
a
know,
hip
this is
hop
the
classic.
thing, and maybe this is just me or whatever, but that style of production that Dre was on Phone Tap, it reminds me of that whole era of Dre. That's probably my least favorite era of Dre. You know what I mean? Not to say
But
that
there's some
Phone Tap
stuff
is
on there.
bad or anything, but it reminds me of that whole been there, done that era of Dre.
Okay, so look, Firm Fiasco. You don't like Firm Fiasco?
It was cool.
Firm Fiasco's pretty dope. Taking the whole Goodfellas thing. I like that skull. You
Yeah.
you didn't like that? You didn't like AZ on there? 200 Fallen Angels. We balling from every angle. Like hold on. That's another thing. If we want to talk, let's just start from the top of what's wrong with the first album. Lack of
Okay.
cohesion.
Okay.
How's the Sly and the Family Stone song go? Every nigga is a star.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the problem. There's too many stars in the building in 1997. Dre's in the building, and Dre's still trying to find his way through his thing. Star in the building.
Was
Nas has become a
production a
multi-platinum
problem?
rapper. Star in the building. Huh?
Was production a problem? Because a lot of people in the room were blaming Dre.
We're getting to it. Lack of cohesion is the first thing, because when you got egos, you can't get shit done. So we got Dre, multi-platinum producer and rapper. We got Nas, who's now a multi-platinum rapper. People forget this. AZ went gold and went platinum before Nas did. Okay? In 1995, Sugar Hill went platinum as a single. Do or Die went gold. All right? That shit didn't happen to Illmatic. Okay. So another star in the building. Foxy Brown is fresh off selling what? 1.5? She did a couple million,
She
I
did
think.
a lot. Yeah. She was a star. She was the biggest. I don't want to say the biggest star. Nas is Nas, but I think in the moment, if we want to talk about 1996.
Comparable.
Yeah.
Pretty big. And this is 97 now. That's what I'm saying.
97. And she's coming off of her debut in 96. Right. Yeah.
So lack of cohesion is the biggest problem, because everybody's got their camp, their crews, their clique, and everybody's a star. So there's just too many niggas in the room in general. It's not just Nas, AZ, Foxy, Dre, and Nature in the room like it needs to be. That's one. Two is the production, because what you'll find on this album, well, the stuff Dr. Dre does is great, and the rest of the stuff is not.
Well, I think that the producer's job, the executive producer, because I think he was one of the executive producers, right? Their job is to hone in all of those things to make it a great project. He's the coach. Like, you got to be Phil Jackson, right?
No,
like,
if you're talking
to hone
executive
in
production,
all those egos, right?
Hold on. You want to know what? You know what you just made me want to actually say? We need to separate executive production from musical production in that regard. So the lack of cohesion would be first. The executive production of that album would be next.
I think we had a comment in one of our posts. I think we were talking about producers and this and that. I think it was in the Pete Rock and Diddy conversation we had. And people were talking about, like, I guess that whole argument about what a producer is and what a producer's role is. And people always seem to bring up Quincy Jones and what he did. I think what people got to understand is being a producer in hip-hop is much different than being a producer in any other genre, for a lot of different reasons, right? Mostly because at the end of the day, hip-hop production is based on sampling, right? There's not a lot of guys who are just coming up with original stuff, and that's fine. But when we talk about somebody like a Quincy Jones, he's more of an arranger because they're doing original stuff. You're bringing in musicians. You're bringing in writers. You're bringing in individual guitar players to play this, bass players to play this, keyboardists to play that. His job as a producer is to arrange, which isn't the reality for most hip-hop producers. When you go out there and you're finding a loop and this and that, like, the executive production when it comes to hip-hop is a little different.
Okay, so as I look over this track list, and it is like almost exclusively Dr. Dre and Tone and Poke.
Okay.
So what I think when you're talking about the executive production, it almost feels like, well, Tone and Poke had their session and Dre had his sessions, and they tried to go back and forth. Because one of my problems was the sequencing of the album. But now that I'm looking at the actual track list, first of all, why are Tone and Poke doing most of the production work on an Aftermath project? So that's what I mean. There's something ego-wise going on with Steve Stout and Nas around this time where Tone and Poke are in there too much because Stout's managing them and Nas. You feel
So you
what I'm
think it's
saying?
just too many people overall? Because again, this was an Aftermath Interscope album,
That's what I'm saying.
which is wild how that actually happened. Because
No,
you got Nas at Columbia, you got Foxy Brown at Def Jam. Where was AZ at the time?
EMI.
EMI. Okay, none of these are Interscope artists. And
Right.
so how is you know what? I'm sorry. This is an Interscope album, and it's executive produced by Dr. Dre. This is on Dre.
Right. Because let's go down the production credits right quick. Firm Fiasco is produced by Dre. Phone Tap is produced by Dre. Executive Decision. I love Executive Decision, by the way. That's Tone and Poke. Firm Family is Dr. Dre and The Glove. Dr. Dre and The Glove are doing all these tracks together.
Who's The Glove?
Firm All Stars is Tone and Poke. Fuck Somebody Else is Dr. Dre and The Glove. Hardcore is Tone and Poke. Untouchable is Dr. Dre and Mailman. 5 Minutes to Flush is Dr. Dre and The Glove. Desperados is Tone and Poke. Firm Biz is LES. I'm Leaving is Tone and Poke. Throw Your Guns is Tone and Poke.
Who is The Glove? Antonio with the super chat says, I don't care ever. I'm sorry. I guess
Chris Taylor.
Okay. I guess he's saying, I don't hear anyone say The Firm Biz was a dope song. That album as a whole had potential, which is why it's so disappointing. It was unfocused.
So this is what I mean about the sequencing being wrong. First of all, Firm Biz shouldn't be on this album. It fits nowhere in there. That's what I'm saying. This is almost like everybody's ego is involved. It's only LES track too. It's almost like, where did y'all get that from? And why is it the first single? Because you're already doing hardcore. Like the hardcore joint with Nas and Foxy going back and forth, that's cool. I actually don't mind hardcore. But it's like, is that fitting into the idea of what a Firm album should sound like? You know what I mean?
I love Square Biz, but I don't think Square Biz has any business on a rap album with these guys. I'm sorry.
Right. So it's like Desperados. It's like, well, that's one of the better beats on there. Why is it Nas on Desperados? See, these are executive decisions, pun intended, that need to be made.
He was on the remix of Desperados, right? I heard a version.
Nobody cares about that once the album is already failed.
I feel you. It should have been on the album.
It's like, the lineup for Desperados should have been Cannabis, Nas, AZ. Period.
Straight up.
All right.
LP with the super chat says,
I'm leaving. As much as I love I'm Leaving, how is that Firm stuff when you got Nature and Noriega? That's Noriega's coming out party too.
Right.
A lot of people don't know I'm Leaving is from what, Mike?
What you mean?
Where do you think I'm Leaving from? That's your boy, Mike. That's Q-Tip. I'm leaving. That's the Low End Theory, Mike.
The first thing that I'm thinking is Mos Def on Traveling Man, but you're right. That is on the Low End Theory.
Yeah, that's Q-Tip from the Low End Theory with I'm Leaving. Hip hop lesson, guys.
LP with the super chat says, this is why Takeover don't make sense. In 10 years, Nas dropped 4 solo albums, The Firm, Belly, QB's Finest, and countless features. They said he was lazy. Well, there's a lot of narratives out there that don't make sense.
This is what I mean. Like some of this stuff, to be honest with you, you want to know what's wrong with this album?
What's that?
This is mixtape shit. It's like, I love Desperados, but it's like, that's mixtape shit, Mike.
It is.
Throw Your Guns. I love Throw Your Guns with AZ and Half a Mil. That's mixtape shit, Mike. I'm Leaving is borderline some mixtape shit. Borderline.
Mad Max with the super chat says, in an era of rap crews, Nas didn't do a good job building his AZ and him. I guess he met Foxy. Him and AZ should have had collaborative albums. I guess he's saying AZ and Nas should have had a collaborative album and try to run rap as prolific lyricists. I mean, I think that's what everybody really, really wanted. Because after Life's a Bitch, it was like, we need these two guys together.
No. We got work with them together. Yeah. I think also what goes understated too. This is what I mean about how it Throne happened.
I mean, like a whole project.
Everything that happened with Cormega affected this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't talk about that. Those are the understated things about when egos get involved and stuff like that. But this album, this is what I mean. Like the Firm fails you because it starts off wonderfully. Firm, Fiasco, Phone Tap, and Executive Decision. Those are the best songs on there, in my opinion. Actual songs. It actually fits into the theme. They're the Firm. So Firm, Fiasco, and taking the Goodfella stuff, then going into Phone Tap, and then going into Executive Decisions. No, that made sense. And then it goes to Firm Family, and it's like, okay, cool. But then the whole "we are the Firm All Stars, fucking your bitch, we don't care who you are." It's like, hold on, I thought this was a gangster rap. Oh, what are we doing? I thought y'all on the West Coast making some East Coast, West Coast gangster. And then it got a little sweet in the middle. Firm All Stars, Fuck Somebody Else, the solo record from Foxy. It's like, how Foxy get the solo record? Anyway, next.
I told you, she was the star.
But that's...
Yeah.
Not really, though, Mike.
But I know what you mean. I feel you, not really, but
I'll
she's
tell you
Foxy.
this, Mike. Il Nana didn't outsell It Was Written.
I'm saying this. She's automatically going to stand out. She's the woman in the group.
She's the woman in the group. And I get that.
She was a star in her own right. So a lot of that stuff was kind of centered around her in that way.
No, and I get that. First of all, let's get the Fuck Somebody Else. The record's just not that good. It would have been different if the record was dope. It's not like Foxy Bells or the Il Nana track with Method Man or Al B. It's not to that level. So if that was the best that she could do around that time, they needed to scrap that, especially since the track right after it with Hardcore, the back and forth with her and Nas is a little bit more decent and solid if they're trying to showcase her. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Boy King with the super chat says AZ's flow on that intro was influenced by $500,000. RIP $500,000. Reggie says, guys, continuing this conversation, what were the problems with Jay-Z, Ice Cube, Tupac, Outkast, and Mobb Deep's lowest rated albums? We can get to all of that. Antonio with the super chat says the Firm Biz remix was my jam too. Their live performance on Keenan Ivory Wayne show was better than the album cut, in my opinion. I need to go back on YouTube and check that out. We got some more super chats to get to too, real quick. Go ahead.
So we're at Hardcore at track 10. Let me stop and say something to you. You know, part of the problem, this is what I mean, I'm going to bring up the whole Cormega thing. You remember the La Familia track, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're halfway through this album, you're like, well, damn, that record's better than every record on here except Phone Tap. Where's Cormega? You get what I'm saying? This album not being to the level of that record outside of Phone Tap made you kind of feel like it's like, damn, did they fuck up when they kicked Mega out the group, or like what's going on? Because if you heard the La Familia record, you're like, ooh, you've been hearing Foxy on I Shot You remix. You're like, ooh, you're hearing Affirmative Action. You're like, ooh, you're hearing More Money, More Murder, Homicide. You're like, ooh.
Right.
You don't get none of that. There's no More Money, More Murder, No Homicide on here. Like I told you, Phone Tap's that's why I was like, you know, I love Phone Tap. Phone Tap is clearly like the shining gem of this album. Like
the best song on the album, hands down.
But look, when we get the Untouchable, that's Wizard. Wizard got a whole little whole little interlude.
Matt Max with the super chat says, I had Mobb Deep in your back pocket, AZ, who's better than Hove at the time, and Foxy to match Kim. You supposed to take over. Nas act like the king don't matter. Born King says, exactly, Coop. That Cormega fallout made things go downhill. Mega was missed on this project.
Was. Because you want to know what this project needed? It needed a real live street dude who hadn't become a star yet to like tell the truth. And Mega wouldn't have been the star in the room, but he's like, you know what I mean? He's from the block and respected by those.
He would have been the glue guy on that team.
He would have been the glue guy on the team. They needed a glue guy. They needed a Draymond.
They needed a Draymond. I was going to say
they needed a Draymond. And
I was going to say
definitely
Draymond.
would have been Draymond. You feel me?
Yeah.
And see, because here's the thing. Because you pull Nature in, Nature just wants to play his position. So he's going to take whatever bar work you're giving. Mega wouldn't have taken it like that. And Mega would have told niggas shit's not hot. It's like, yo, Fox, you need to do that over. We get her another beat. Pick another beat out for Fox, Dre.
I don't know, man. I think when Dre's over a project, and again, his resume speaks for itself, I think it's either his way or the highway. And this clearly was a Dre project. You know, when you think about it,
what I'm trying to tell you is
kind of the first. This was kind of the first swing at Aftermath, if we keep it real. Like, imagine if this actually would have turned into something great, right? Imagine if this was the classic that it could have been. would this have set off Aftermath Entertainment, and would we have seen different
Which
things
changed
moving
everything.
forward for
Yeah.
Aftermath? Because with this not working, Aftermath just totally changed directions. You know what I mean?
So here's what he tried to do. He really tried to make his East Coast version of the Chronic. And but what I'm trying to tell you is that like, well, he picked the team that didn't have their synergy or their chemistry going. They had just switched group members before they even come out with a full length project together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people and this is what I mean is that Nas is fresher off of his success. Like, how about this? AZ and Foxy showed up later than Nas and became stars sooner in terms of like record sales.
Yeah, but again, I think what Nas
No,
did
no,
on
no, no.
Illmatic
No, that-
kind of broke down doors for that to happen. But,
No. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But Tone and Poke being on here is pretty much saying Steve Stout got me winning. I'm rolling with Steve Stout and Tone and Poke.
Well,
and
he's the
Drake won't have
executive
to deal with
producer
it.
on the project too, so I'm pretty
Right.
sure Steve Stout had a lot to do with actually bringing this together. Because again, Steve
And
Stout's the
Drake?
guy who actually got Still DRE over to Jay, and was the kind of bridge between Jay, Jimmy Iovine,
Right.
and Dre too. So
Right. And
Yeah.
and Dre should have been like, well, you know, I'm the executive producer of The Chronic and Doggy Style, straight out of Compton, and niggas for life, and no one can do it better. So why don't you tell those dudes to send me 3 or 4 of the best tracks and tell them to come in the studio when I'm ready?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about is what he really should have done as an executive producer was that. It's like, no. And if you'll notice, after the Firm project, he handled shit that way with other producers. That's why I'm saying that. Including Preem. Preem
Yeah.
had to submit tracks to Dre once. Where do you think that came from, Mike?
Right. LP with the super chat says, y'all said that I turned pop on the Firm flop, and even Dre took offense to being called pop. Or an album that was multi-platinum being called a flop.
I've never heard of a platinum album like this being called a flop. It was just platinum when it flopped, though. It did sell 1 million plus his first year, like 1.5.
But I mean, the guys that's on it, I mean, isn't that the expectation? I mean, you got
It's gonna go platinum just
superstars on
because.
it. Yeah. Clayton is asleep with the super chat says, even that record I mentioned a couple of weeks back is better. The Firm with Mega rapping over the hard to handle sample fire track. We got another super chat here. LP says, Dre needed the white boy, Mike. LOL. Hey, man. You know, I think that...
Don't do that.
I think that... No, I'm not going to go there today. You know, I know somebody, it's a DJ, man. He was like, yo, man, next time y'all talk about Eminem, man, y'all got to have me on the show. He wants to talk about it from a DJ's perspective. But anyway...
Ooh, fascinating.
I do think that the Firm turning out the way it did open the door for Dre to say, you know what, I'm going to change directions a little bit. And we need to take on this artist. Or however that came together. Because, again, there's a million origin stories. I'm not going to act like I know which one is the real one. But, but I do think that if the Firm succeeds, we're probably going to see a Firm 2. We're probably going to see more East Coast artists in the fold with Dre. I think after this happened, it's like, look, we're going to do this with Eminem, and I'm about to take it back to the West. Born King with the super chat says, look how dope the song Full Circle was on with Mega on it. Yeah, I mean, Full Circle had Mega on it.
I was about to say, AZ's verse on Full Circle was one of our top 20 verses in our inaugural 2020 Hip-Hop Yearbook.
Yeah, definitely.
Dialogue superb, flies causing the curve. Word, when I evolved, the higher God emerged. Yeah.
AZ's
nice,
dope,
man.
Yo,
Yeah,
even the
super
album
nice.
he put out last year, Do or Die 2, crazy.
Yeah, top 5 rap album last year.
Oh, definitely.
Album of the year contender, easy. Yeah.
You know what? We're going to do something real quick, man. We're going to bring somebody into the chat.
Yeah.
Artist. Let's see. Let me go ahead and just get him in real quick. Hopefully it doesn't cut you out, Coop. Let me see if I can just add him into the chat real quick.
Okay.
Or add him into the call real quick.
Okay.
Man, if it hangs up on you, I'm hitting you right back. And I think it did. Dang. Y'all hang with us real quick. Let me get Coop back in here. Try to get him on the line. Try to get him on the line. Let's see. Let me get Coop back in here real quick. Coop, you there? Yeah, I tried to get him in. He'll probably hit me back. You there?
Yeah, I'm right here. I just had put it on mute right quick. You know, I'm always listening to music. I was just playing some stuff.
What you playing?
Oh, the West Side stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, it got some stuff on it, but as a whole, it don't start off strong.
Okay, we had jumped down a rabbit hole, but we was really supposed to be unpacking the West Side song by song. But the whole firm conversation is valid because we had never really talked about why that happened.
Well, again, to bring it all the way back to that conversation, I say it's got to be Dre, and I didn't really realize. Hold on, that's our artist right now. Hold on 1 second. Nope. Hold on. I didn't mean to get Coop off the line. Hold on 1 second. Let me get Coop back on here.
All right.
Let's see. Coop, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Let's see. Do we have everybody here?
Mike, it's cool.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. Doing good, man. It's an honor. It's an honor.
Hold on, guys. I can't see y'all on the
screen. All
screen.
ours. This is the part we love the most. So
yeah, man. We're going through the technical difficulties real quick. Hold on 1 second. I don't see either one of y'all on my joint.
I can't see you, but I can see brother. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm looking at what it looks like on the screen. People having children. Let's see. How about we do this? Can we revisit this like on a Monday or something, and we just record it with us three, and just get it out to the people? Because for whatever reason, it is not pulling up right here. Or I could try something real quick.
I want to do it on Mondays because I work Mondays.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll work it out. Let me try to call you back and see what these technical difficulties are.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Let's try to get them on. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm trying to see why I can't see you anymore. It's just showing up with me on the screen, Cool.
No, I'm looking at it. It is just showing up with you on the screen.
Let's see.
I'm looking at it.
Let me get that
My
out.
perspective.
Let me try this one thing, y'all. Thank y'all for bearing with us, too. Nope, same thing. Let me just get Coop on the call. Man. Let's see. See if we can get Coop back. See if we can get Coop back. We don't want to mess with the broadcast too much. Coop is on hold. Let's see. Let me get Coop back real quick, guys. Thank y'all for bearing with us on with these technical difficulties. Yeah, for whatever reason, I see you here, but when I was trying to add him on, let me see, one more thing. We're going to try one more thing, y'all. And if this don't work, we're just going to continue on with the show. Let's see if I can add him on in that way, because I still see you. Oh, it just went away. No, you're there now. I think it might be too many people. Kind of like what we were running into with the
Rap round table.
Yeah, I see you now. I mean, but I don't see Swig. I see his screen. You hear us, Swig? You see us?
Can you see me now?
Yep.
I
There we
can see
go.
you.
I see you now. All right,
All right.
cool. We finally got it together. What's going on, Swig? We got
Man, peace, family, peace. What's
peace,
going on with
peace, man. We doing good, man. We just sitting here talking some hip hop like we normally do on a Friday.
you? Word.
Tell people about your movement, what you got going on. I mean, I was telling Coop, man, about your music, and you got like this adult contemporary hip hop thing going on. Tell the people about what you got going.
Well, my name is Swig. A lot of people call me Swig DiCaprio, and I'm out of Alabama, and but I was influenced a lot by a lot of East Coast artists and everything. But I did listen to everybody, bro. I listened to everybody from Brother Lynch Hung to anything Organized Noise, anything Kilo Ali. You know what I'm saying? I listened to everything, so it kind of helped shape my sound. You know what I'm saying, and mold me as a kid and everything. But my movement now, man, I'm just trying to make some dope music, man, and put it out. And just whoever gravitate to it, hey, they just gravitate to it.
Nice, man. We were just sitting in here talking about the firm. Are you
Word.
yeah. We were talking about the firm and why it didn't work out. Like, were you a big Nas fan and the firm, any of that? What's your
Yeah.
opinion on the firm album?
Man, I feel like I was listening to you guys earlier. I feel like the Firm album was dope, but didn't have no cohesiveness. It's kind of all over the place for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it had some dope joints on there. But like Coop was saying about that, I'm leaving. I think you said something about it was like a mixtape sound feel from Nori. You know what I'm saying? He did give you that mixtape feel. But other than that, bro, it was dope, but it was dope in spots.
Right. And with the super team that they had, like, we expected a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, what's your process like, and what music you got out right now that you want the people to check for?
Yo, I got a couple of singles out right now. I got Cherry Flavor Cocoa Mango Melanin. That's out right now. Wanna Holla featuring Rakim. Rakim produced it. He's from Brooklyn. Dope MC. I got some things coming that I know that's gonna be super dope. I just gotta just mix it a little bit more, just get it stir the pot a little bit more on it. But my last album was Creme de la Creme Part 2, and Creme de la Creme Part 3 is coming out. So I got the Creme Tape series coming out and everything. So I
It's
got a
on
couple
all
of features
streaming platforms too, because I was listening to Creme de la Creme Part 2. That shit is dope.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
So, who would you say like some of your biggest influences? I mean, you coming from Alabama and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was influenced by a lot of East Coast dudes, and I grew up rapping with East Coast dudes.
Okay.
And so, like, you had to be sharp, bro. If you iron sharp iron, like if I was around them, you had to be lyrical. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to always be real lyrical around them. And but some of my biggest influences, man, believe it or not, that like Nas is one of my biggest influences. Prodigy is like probably my biggest influence. Like Prodigy
That's
just
Coop's guy.
yeah. Prodigy is dope. Not they like 1A and
Another
1B.
way. Yeah, it's another. They're dope in two totally different ways.
Yeah, but they like 1A. I can switch them around on certain days, how I'm depending on how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Big Boy is a big influence on me too. Like most
Big Boy's
definitely.
great.
A lot of people always want to run to Andre, and I get it. Don't blaspheme me when I say that Big Boy to me is better than Andre.
So, all right, I'm glad you said that. I think that's an interesting conversation. What would you tell somebody the reasons why you think Big Boy is better than Dre?
Big Boy didn't stop, bro. He didn't stop, and Big Boy was able, like, I listened to like Phonogram, and when he merged with like Little Dragon, he introduced me to like Little Dragon, Phonogram, like different people that I didn't know, and that rap could sound good with. So it's like he was able to. I don't know, man. To me, he's just more lyrically better than Andre. Andre he catches you with his aura. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what Andre does for me. You know what I'm saying?
I think Big Boy is definitely like that solo star. Like it's crazy because Andre has the star power, but
Yeah.
Big Boy has the ability to be
what
solo.
You got, Coop? What you think, Coop?
I love Prodigy. It's funny. Like I always say that like Nas is the greatest MC of all time, but Prodigy's the guy that I feel. You know what I mean? Like from that era. You know, like if he puts me in a place and in a mood, and it's a different type of understanding. It's like, you know, there's what the real talk about, and then there's what the real is. And when he talks, that's what the real is. You know what I mean? And I love Prodigy for that.
Oh, bro. Prodigy gonna talk that talk, and he gonna make you believe he gonna do what he said he gonna do to you.
Right. It feels different. It hits different. The certificate of authenticity is different.
Yeah, most definitely.
He is speaking on the mic. It feels different.
That's why Prodigy and Pac's back and forth.
Rhyme, bro. Prodigy don't even have to end his rhyme with a rhyme, but it still sounds like a rhyme. I don't know.
Right. Like when he says certain things that let you know it's real. Like when he talking about like I be wearing the same clothes for days, not caring. It's like no, I believe that shit really happens to him because of his condition. You know what I'm saying? Where he really don't feel like, you know. And so that just kind of hits different. To the Andre and Big Boy thing, what I would tell you, you know, and it's funny because we're having this kind of like conversation because I know Nas is a superior rapper to Prodigy. Nobody's questioning that. But it's kind of a similar conversation. Prodigy maybe has more soul than Nas about certain things, if that makes sense. It resonates with a certain part of your psyche differently. And that psyche is probably the more human and animalistic side of you that's in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? Nas appeals more to our ideals and what we think things should be and should sound like and feel like, even hip-hop wise. Like not only how you should live, but even how it should sound hip-hop wise. Prodigy's like what's really happening. And with Andre and Big Boy, it's like when you listen to Big Boy's actually technically the better rapper. Technically speaking, because he actually checks more boxes about what an MC is supposed to do. He uses more literary devices, actually. You feel what I'm saying? And so Andre really is a rock star in that sense, because one of the things that gets lost is how technically proficient Big Boy is on the mic. Like almost every time he takes to the night, Mike, you're going to get consonants, dissonance, alliteration, metaphor, simile. Like you're going to get that almost every time he ever raps, and nobody ever really talks about it because he's rapping next to a guy that's clearly a star. He clearly has one of those voices that says he is a star. Like people understate this so much in hip hop. That star voice matters in hip hop. Biggie, Method Man, Chuck D. Andre has a voice that it's like, oh no, that guy's a star. I heard him. I can hear him. He sounds like a star. And even Big Boy has a great voice. He doesn't have one of those voices. So I actually think one of the things that gets understated is Andre's voice
and Big
Boy's technical proficiency.
Yeah.
Because Andre's voice, when Biggie's more technically proficient, it still makes it seem like it's comparable. Like skewing on the bar, they're like, but it's close. I'm like, no, not technically, really. You just love hearing Andre rap.
I don't know, man. It's close, man. The common denominator, the nigga
go.
numerator, never know who to hate. And niggas cater to your ego.
Man, yeah.
But it's his, but vocally. But you want to know, he's kind of like Method Man in the sense that it's vocally how he delivers that helps draw you in. How about this? If Bubba Sparks says that, you don't feel that way, Mike.
Nah. I mean, Andre's delivery is crazy and his voice is crazy, and I think he fills it in with lyricism. His pen game is.
And how about this? Like, I love Big Gip's voice. If Big Gip says that verse, it's not the same. If Big goes the common denominator, the nigga numerator, never know who. It doesn't hit you the same.
You know, it's funny. I think a great example of that is when that one time when Andre took Cujo's flow at the end of Jazzy Bell, where he's like, "Me on no good, in the black on black, lack no star." You know what I mean? And it's like he's rapping Cujo's flow, but it's Andre's voice, and it sounds incredible when Dre does it.
Yeah, sticking close together like Grandma and Grandpa Paul.
Yeah, that's Cujo.
But it comes back to the star power. You know what I'm saying?
This is he's a star.
Bro. It's like a trillion of us. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that everybody, and we all saying the same stuff, but it's in different ways. You know what I'm saying? It's just in different ways. So some people gonna appeal to those voices. Some people don't like your cadences. Some people don't like your flows. It's just, that's why I never try to stay in a box when I do different songs. Every song that I do is like different from my last song. You know what I'm saying? And I just try not to be in a box. I try to be artistic when I do my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an art at the end of the day. So,
Man with the super chat wants to know before you get out of here, where do you rank Eminem? See, I knew they were gonna do this.
Y'all be killing Eminem, man.
Y'all, see, this is what I'm talking about. Don't say y'all, fam. Don't say y'all. I do not be up here killing
I'll take that one.
For me personally, Eminem probably outside of my top 15. Personally, because I'm a guy. I like Capadonna out of everybody in the whoop.
Oh God, don't do that.
That's
don't
my
do
guy
that
too. Yeah.
Yo, Capadonna fan. You
Me
know
too.
what I'm saying? Like,
I like Kappa more than I like Deck. I'm not ashamed to say it.
No.
Yeah. So like, so for me, like M one of the greatest, bro. He is. Do I listen to M every day, or would I listen to M? I have to be in the mood to listen to him, but he's probably outside of my top 15, but he's definitely in the top 20. I can mix him. You know what I'm saying?
That's generous. Well, before we get up out of here, man, let people know where they can.
Coop be killing me with those facial expressions, man. Where you ranking, Coop? Where you ranking him?
What, Capadonna in the Clan?
No, he's talking about Eminem.
I'm not doing that today.
Yeah, we got a long show.
I left the Democratic Party so that I could be independent and not have to answer shit like that if I don't want to. Right? I'm independent. I don't even want to talk about that.
So yeah, let people know where they can check you out and check out your music, man, because he got bars.
Yo, check me out on anywhere you can find music, bro. Check me out, Spotify, iTunes, etc., etc. Definitely check my YouTube out. Follow me, please follow me on any platform, bro. Share me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in between street and intellectual at the same time. Plus I'm 43 and I'm a grown man, so I'm gonna give you that adult contemporary rap too, but I can still relate and go back to the days when we was out there doing our thing.
Well, tell the people how to spell your name and everything too.
Yo, SWIGG. That's Swig. And you can find me on Instagram. Follow my Instagram, Swig_DiCaprio. And man, I really appreciate y'all brothers for getting me on, for real.
All day, man. We appreciate you guys tuning in and, you know what I'm saying, and bringing us the heat when it comes to the music.
Bet.
All right, we're going to holler at you, man. We're going to talk some more shit.
Most definitely. I'm still going to be tuned in, bro.
All right, cool. Good looking out.
All right, cool. Peace.
All right.
Peace. Pleasure, brother.
Pleasure.
Yo, man, he got some dope shit, man. Let me get to some of these super chats and we'll continue this conversation because, man, I didn't even know the big boy thing was going to come up, but I got some interesting stuff from what y'all said. Pragmatic says, was that Leroy Green? Nah, that was Swig. We need to get Leroy Green on one of these calls too, man. Just so he could show us his face and, you know.
How about we done?
We need to know. We need to know the truth behind the bars. Mr. Pragmatic said, Prodigy's cadence and rhyme pattern is unorthodox. Man.
It is, but it's very hip-hop at the same time, too. It's both.
Craig Smith with the super chat says, I'm from just west of New Orleans, and off of HNIC, I always been one of my favorite joints. That YBE off of the one with BG, right? Been one of my favorite joints. Never would have imagined P and BG on the track together. That's another person that had a really, really dope voice and a really dope flow. Like BG, I think that's what made him stand out when it came to Cash Money. We don't really talk about Cash Money too much. I don't know, what your feelings were like on the Hot Boys when they came in. But I know for me, man, I wasn't that big of a No Limit fan, right? I like Mystical and some of the stuff he did, but I wasn't really on the tank like that, like when most people were. I like Ice Cream Man album and I like the TRU album. I like when P was doing his shit like that. But like all of those spinoffs from the No Limit, I wasn't too big on them. But when Cash Money came through, they were different. Like to me, it was, now that we know what we know, they kind of honed in on what that real New Orleans sound was as far as bounce music, right? Production wise. And I think back then I felt like the No Limit guys were the better rappers, but now I don't know if I feel that way. I think
But
Juvenile
like the
had
No
such a
Limit,
perspective. I think the Juvenile between Juvenile, BG, and Wayne really wasn't the Wayne we know of or that he became. Him and Turk were more so style, right? Manny and Baby aren't going to give you lyrics, but the perspective that Juvenile and BG had alone, I think that might put them over the edge. Because I think Juvenile might have been the best rapper of, I guess, of both labels. Unless you want to say Mystical's better than him, but you think Mystical's better than Juvie?
I don't think so. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's not even so.
I think lyrically, I think stylistically, originality and all that stuff, obviously, Mystical's in his own box. I think he's probably one of the most original artists we've ever seen. Him and Wayne. It's interesting that, both of them were from New Orleans. But Juvenile, man, like Juvenile has some real songwriting skills, man. We laughed at it when we first heard it. That shit is brilliant.
We did. I was one
Back
of those
that
people.
thing up is brilliant when you think about it.
No, so like you, not a No Limit fan. My best friend in high school was a No Limit fan, and he was the one with a car. So always heard No Limit.
Yeah.
Some of their better stuff is Mystical's Unpredictable.
Definitely.
Master
I think it's the
P's,
best No Limit
Ghetto
album.
Dope and Mr. Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
Fiends, There's One in Every Family.
Yep. Fiend was dope too. I left him out.
Yep. Soldier Slim with Soldier Rags. That's a No Limit project.
Yeah.
And C Murder's, the C Murder album that had Down for My Niggas is tough too.
Yeah. They had
And
a lot
of
of
course-
rappers. And Mia X
and of
was
course-
tough too.
The TRU album that you're talking about with No Limit Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
The Mia X album. So they did work, even though I wasn't a big fan. No, they did work and put out quality projects. Mystical's the best rapper between the two camps. Cash Money won a style fight. No Limit. People forget P got his business model and a lot of that shit from the Bay.
Yep. I mean, sonically, when you think about it, a lot of that stuff kind of sounds like the Bay, the early stuff. Not when Beats by the
Correct.
Pound got on, but like that early
Correct.
Mr. Ice Cream Man stuff, that stuff
Right.
sounds like the Bay when you think about it.
So you have to understand when Cash Money is starting to find their groove and their niche, it sounds more authentic to the city.
Yep.
So they want a style fight in their own city by keeping the style more local until it went major. P took a sound from somewhere else and brought it back to the hood and then blew up and started putting the sound from the city on. Cash Money was the bounce because of Manny from the jump. And
Yeah.
so they want a style fight. Now you couple that, because here's what they had, and this is what I mean, they want a style fight. Well, as much as I love C Murder and Soulja Slim and Fiend, well, they don't have more style than those other guys. Mystical is the only one with more style than Juvenile,
Yeah.
BG, Wayne, Turk.
You're right.
They want a style fight. Right. Like, is Fiend a better rapper than BG? Probably. Is Soulja Slim a better rapper than BG and Wayne around that time? Fuck yeah. Style fight. Nope.
Born King with the super chat says, I like what my man said about Big Boy. In my opinion, he murdered that last verse on International Players Anthem. He did. He killed that shit, man. And I think that, but see, Andre, all right, I'm going to get into my spiel about that because I have a lot of thoughts about that. And I'm glad that people are giving Big Boy his props. Well deserved. Bruce Almighty, DJ Bruce Almighty says, Mike, no. When you take the top guys from the tank, it's not even close. Mia X, Mac, forgot about Mac, Fiend, Mystical, Snoop. I don't count Snoop. They overshadow themselves too much. Craig Smith
No, that's
with the
what I'm
super
saying,
chat
though. But
says,
it wasn't
Soulja
one
Slim.
sound or style. Cash Money had a sound and style.
Yeah. Soulja Slim was our GOAT before Wayne blew. DJ Bruce Almighty says, Mac Shell Shock. People love that album.
Okay, Max Shell Shocked. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I mean. No Limit did work. That was part of the problem, though, is that they did work, and so stylistically, you didn't know what they were doing from week to week, it was like you didn't know whose hood or whose ward or world or what that you was in. When Cash Money came, they made you feel like they were all from similar projects that were close. You kind of got bought into their world. No Limit's world was almost too big for their own good. They were kind of ahead of their time.
Was
they
it
would have
Manny
actually
Fresh?
worked better today.
Was it Manny Fresh that was the X factor? Because
The
I'm not gonna lie, when I
authenticity-
first heard
The
those,
authenticity, if you think the authenticity of the sound is the X factor, then yes, because he's the X factor in that, because his sound and his production
Yeah.
sound comes straight from Bounce New Orleans sound and music.
when I heard Rich Niggas, when I heard Ha, as far as production wise, I never heard nothing like it, to be honest.
See, I'm thinking even before that, I'm thinking like Big Ball and Whoa, Kimo Sabe.
Oh man, no, that's one of my favorite beats ever. No, that's one of my favorite beats ever. That's one of my favorite Manny joints. I got all kind of memories with that.
But Mike,
joint.
that's that New Orleans bounce. That's
Yeah.
that bounce, Mike. That's
Yeah.
that bounce.
Yeah, that's my shit.
No Limit wasn't making shit like that consistently. Manny was cranking out albums like that. So the hood was like, that's our shit. Them our niggas.
I got a quick story. When I was in the marching band at Alabama State University, we went down to Southern, or we played Southern in the Gulf Classic. And, you know, we had our music and everything together, but Southern on the other end, man, they just broke off into that boom, 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 boom. The tubas was going side to side, and then the trumpets jumped up and just started blaring out that, that Whoa Kimo Sabe. I was like, oh man, we're done. That was great. I was like, whoa, Kimo Sabe.
Wasabi.
Yeah, man.
Big-
Manny
big-
was
big
the X
ballers,
factor for
Mojave.
me. Now I did like P, and you know when P came through, Heaven for a Gangster. Again, that's that stuff that sounded like the Bay.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So is there Heaven for a Gangster? That's straight yay area.
I see somebody saying BG is the down south prodigy. I love the correlation there, you know.
Yeah.
And that's my
No,
thing
no,
when I talk about
It's just that
BG.
realness.
Yeah, when I talk about BG and Juvenile, their perspectives to me were a little bit more introspective than what we were getting from No Limit rappers. Now, stylistically, were they better technical MCs? Maybe not. But some of the stuff that they were saying was a little bit more relatable than the No Limit MCs.
Well, hold on. Well, here's where Prodigy and like BG are very much alike. Oh, well, BG was living that. He was a real head buster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ Bruce Almighty with the super chat says, yes, it was Manny because Cash Money weren't friends. They had a huge age gap and from different areas, but they sounded so good together. They meshed well.
Mm-hmm. Manny,
Yeah.
the bounce. UNLV.
I want to talk about this Big Boy and Andre thing, and then we can go on to talk about this Nas song, and then we can talk about Paid in Full's 35th anniversary, too. I get what y'all saying when it comes
Hold
to
on.
what?
At some point, we do need to rate the West Side album.
It's hard to rate. I thought we gave it a 3.
I'm thinking, no, because we didn't see. We went into our little rabbit hole and we never ran down the tracks like that. Is what
Okay.
I'm saying. And it's like when I'm looking. That's why I asked you if you like Big Ass Bracelet. Can we get done with the West Side and then we can do Big Boy 3 steps?
Yeah. Let's do that. Dumb It Down with the super chat says Big Boy's greater than 3,000. So Lucia's Left Foot is a classic. Okay, we're gonna get to that. We are going to get to that. Let's get to this rating this West Side and we'll move on.
Right.
LP says it's a 3 out of 5 at best. Whew,
Okay.
y'all are tough, man.
They are tough.
What did you
they
think
don't
about-
love West Side in this chat like that anyway? Because I've been seeing the Pray for Parents comments. It's like Pray for Parents is good. It's like okay, no, Jesus Crack. What do you? So we're skipping Jesus Crack, right?
Yeah, I mean it was cool.
Like that. That's what I'm saying. It was 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
It was cool. What about that Ritz Barlton? I didn't really care for that.
me either. Once
Yeah, I didn't think it
again,
was good.
very slow music, man.
Right.
Big ass
Big Ass
bracelet, I
Bracelet.
like that.
Okay, so look, we're 3 tracks in. We just got to the first song that we like.
Yeah,
What about Bobby Roode? I love the track to Bobby Roode. Don't know how much I love the record.
I like it too. And see, when I heard Big Ass Bracelet, I was like, okay. And then I heard Bobby Roode. I'm like, okay, this thing is picking up a little bit of steam.
Right.
And
right.
then I heard
No, this is
Derek
what I mean.
Bowman.
Derek Bowman's dope.
Yeah, I
Derek
like that
Bowman's
record.
one of the highlights on the album,
Definitely.
right?
Definitely.
Horses on Sunset is the highlight of the album.
Yep.
And so look, we got 4 straight dope tracks right there.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. It's
3
not
and
as
a
bad as we
possible.
think. Because think about it. No, this is. Well, listen to what I'm about to say. This is what I mean. It might be a 3.5. Well, the first song, we got a 10-track album right here. Okay.
Right.
First song is an intro, so there ain't no music right there. Okay. I told you these intros kind of hurt him when it doesn't go off well musically too, because it's just taking up space at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the Flip versus Phil. That's the local hood freestyles he's been posting on social media. That's one of those. So there's no rap on 2 of these records all the way. So we're really only talking about 8 songs. Well, we just went through 4 of them and said they were dope. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
We usually don't give song albums 3s that we haven't finished rating it. And we're like, well, we already just went through 4 dope records, 1 record we can skip, and 1 bad record. That's not a 3. And so how do you feel about the rest of those last 2 tracks is really how we should rate this album. How do you feel about that Open Praise and Dan Housen track?
I mean, they're cool.
And I think this album is just cool. So it would probably be. How about this? Do you think it's better than Who? Do you think Who Made the Sunshine is better?
Yes. Most
then we
definitely.
Then we have to give this a 3 because we gave that a 3.5. And I think it's clearly better too just because it has 98 sabers on there.
Exactly. That was the first thing I thought.
The first thing I thought too. It's got 98 sabers on there. So
yeah. Again, we'll listen to it some more. Maybe things have changed by Wednesday. Who knows? Somebody asked if we're gonna play this album 5 years from now. I don't think so. I have no way of knowing right now. But I don't.
You want to know what? Yeah, we got to give this a 3 because you want to know what? Like The Butcher and the Blade is on Who Made the Sunshine.
Yeah.
Mike, you went out again. We went out again, Mike.
No, keep going. Keep going. I'll get back.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, but The Butcher and the Blade is on Who Made the Sunshine. So is All Praises with Jadakiss and Boldy.
Yep.
Like just so The Butcher and the Blade, All Praises, and 98 Sabers blows everything on this album out the water.
Exactly.
Like everything. It's not even a competition. And I'm also going to say something too. It's like I like Stove, but Stove didn't do himself any favors on this album outside of that. What is it with the horses? What's that record?
Sunset
on Horses.
Yeah. The
rest of his work on there, and I'm interested to see what his next project is going to be like.
This is the thing. I'm gonna keep it real and and with this being West Side, we already was somewhat anticipating this to talk about it. After hearing this today, I wasn't excited to talk about it, to be real. And and that's very rare when it comes to West Side. Like I he's one of those artists that whenever we do our show, we're waiting to hear other people's reaction, hear each other's reaction, talk about the highlights of it. And this didn't really give us much to work with when it comes to that. And for that reason, it is definitely underwhelming. And I don't think anybody in here is really telling us too much different. Darren Harris with the super chat says, also love the way Nas spazzed on Havoc's production on Shoot 'Em Up from Nostradamus. One of the few highlights from that album.
Yes.
Y'all want to talk about Nas. Y'all don't want to talk about this. So we're gonna talk about Nas and Preem, but I want to get to that Big Boy thing.
Okay, we can go there now. Now that we're clear that it's a 3,
yeah.
Because we have to be careful. Because I think that's probably the lowest. How about this?
Yeah, it is.
The time we've been doing this podcast, isn't that the lowest rating we've given a Griselda project?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't think they've gotten less than a 3.5 or anything. Because I don't feel like they've really made anything that was less than a 3.5. Just truthfully speaking.
Somebody said, anybody seen that Thor movie yet? That's how good the West Side album is.
It's very problematic. We talking about Thor? Is that what we doing?
Yeah. All right. Y'all comment about Big Boy being a better rapper than Andre. I thought was interesting because I get it, and I think I agree. The thing about Andre is he's just so lyrically somewhere else, right? And I think his lyrics and, like you said, his voice and his selected cadences carry him over to something else. Like, let's look at Bombs of a Bad Dad, right?
Okay.
The way he delivered on there, the way his voice, goes over that track, the intensity that he's able to give you on record, and coupled in with his lyricism on that record. Where Big Boy did, he did amazing jumping on that track too. It's not too many rappers ever that's going to be able to jump on the track like Bombs of a Bad Dad and catch wreck like they did. But the way Dre's able to, his vocal inflection, I think that the way he records, you could tell he's a perfectionist at making sure that everything hits at a certain time. And that's why I really dislike when he got into the whole talking style of things. Like how he was kind of like talking through his raps. Because when he would get on it, like, he's unstoppable. And sort of like what you said with that Skew It on the Barbie. The way he delivers it, it makes you feel like things are close, even if they might not be close. And it's amazing.
It's a gift.
But it is a gift. But I think Big Boy is the one who is actually the gifted rapper. Like, if Big Boy had to be a solo artist, even in that era, even now, he could have done it. I don't think Andre could have done it. And I think that when it comes to being a solo artist, that's a whole nother chamber, and that's a whole nother point that we have to give people. And if he has that chamber and Dre doesn't, I'm not mad at y'all for saying Big Boy is better.
So how about this? I just thought about a comparison, and it's because of the interview that I've been watching. Most people, and this is what's so funny about what people think about Andre in relationship to this. Most people think Ghostface is a better MC than Method Man in all-time ranking because of what Ghost has been able to do song making and album-wise. If you put the bars next to each other, Meth is better. You understand?
I disagree, but I understand.
No, Mike, you can't put Ghost's best bars next to Meth's best bars. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like Ghost's chamber, Mike, doesn't do the things that Method Man does on Limit. I'm sorry.
But Ghost is a top 3 storytelling MC. And I think that when you have that in your chamber.
No, listen to what I'm about. And that's what I mean. So part of why Ghost gets held is not because necessarily he's better bar for bar, but he does things better, like tell stories, goes in depth, makes songs, makes albums that are better. Just as far as the bar work goes, Ghost is not better than Meth as far as the bar work is concerned, Mike. He's not.
LP with the super chat says, Stove let y'all gas his hooks up like he was Meth. Andre Shashir says, I haven't listened to all the way through yet, but Ransom's new album, Pain and Glory, sounds nice so far. Ransom got another one?
That's what we should have been talking about.
That's what we should have been talking about. We'll talk about it Wednesday. Damn. How did we miss the Ransom? All right. Well.
Because West Side. No, I mean, West Side takes precedence. We didn't do the wrong thing necessarily.
Yeah.
Ransom already dropped the album of the year contender.
Yeah, let us know in the room how y'all feeling about that Ransom.
18 songs.
Okay, so you're saying bar for bar. Ghost is
bar for bar, Meth is better. But
based on what specifically?
But listen, but that's what I'm saying is that, like, well, Ghost is better because of all of the things he does. So if you're telling me Big Boy is better, it's because of all of the things that he does. Same way with Ghost versus Meth, because much like Meth, Andre has that voice and that delivery that carries him further, and that star power and charisma that carries him further. But if you actually look at the work in the MC, and much like Ghost, Big Boy has really done the work, made the albums. I keep telling people, if you go back and listen to their hits, sounds like Big Boy. Rosa Parks, Elevators, that sound like Big Boy. There are very few of the hits after Southern Playalistic, because it feels like, how about this? On Southern Playalistic, it feels like Organized Noise is the driving force.
Right.
After that, as far as the hit making and these records are concerned, on their next 3 albums, Big Boy's the driving force. So Fresh, So Clean.
Elevators sounds like Big Boy. Even though, Andre has that epic verse on there. And the hook, when you talk about the song AT Aliens, throw your hands in the A, like, that's Big Boy.
fish and grits and all the pimp shit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
So
Big
when
Boy.
so Big Boy is somebody that had they probably been in a bigger group. Like let's say the Dungeon Family all gets put on like Wu-Tang Clan. Big Boy would have been Ghostface.
Okay, let's go down this line real quick, or down
Right.
this quick rabbit hole, right? So the
Andre's Method Man
singles,
in the Dungeon Family. Big Boy's Ghostface. He's the album maker and the MC with all the real totality of the skills. Even if you think Ray and Meth are better, or Deck, like you could say, oh well, Deck and Jizz are better lyrically, yeah, but not overall. Well, Ray got this and Meth got that, but not better overall. That's who Big Boy is in the Dungeon Family. Nobody's better than Big Boy in the Dungeon Family overall.
I would say
Nobody.
CeeLo, and that's about it.
No, Big CeeLo doesn't have the ability to make an album like Big Boy, so I don't want to hear that. And also as far as like hit making ability goes, listen to Elevators and tell me who wrote Elevators, because that's the biggest thing that really came out of that camp single wise. That's definitely Big Boy.
Okay, let's
Me
go
and
down that
you,
line.
your
Let's go down
mama
that
and your
line.
cousin too.
The hook for ATLians, the song, you know what I'm saying? That sounds like Big Boy, right? Elevators, that hook, that sounds like Big Boy. Jazzy Bell, that's just singing. So, you know what I'm saying? That's probably neither, either, maybe organized, whatever. Then let's move on to Aquemini. The Rosa Parks hook. Sounds like Big Boy.
Push that fuss.
Everybody moves to the back of the bus. Yeah, that sounds like Big Boy, right?
Do you want to bump and slump
Now-
with us? We the type of, hold on. Here's how you know it's Big Boy. We the type of people make the club get crunk. Dre don't talk like that.
All right, so Skew It on the Barbie, though, that sounds like Dre to me. Old school plays.
That
and new
sounds like
school
Dre.
food.
Yeah, Skew It on the
Alright.
Barbie sounds like Dre.
All right, so we got artist storytelling. What do you think that is? That's more Sleepy Brown? Well, actually, you
That's
hear Big
collaborative.
Boy in there, too. It's like
That's
that
collaborative.
now, you better go get the hump about your back now.
I
That
can hear
sounds
Big Boy
more
doing
Big
that,
Boy
too.
and Sleepy.
Hold on, that's Big Boy and Sleepy. It's about 4, 5 cats
Cats
off
off
in
in
the
the
lag.
lag
Yeah,
now.
that's Dre. Dre don't talk like that. We
Yeah.
just shooting game. Listen to what he's saying. We just shooting game. Dre don't talk like that.
Well, you got Damn James on Spodioti Doublelicious. So
That's Dre.
That's
Dre.
yeah, taking on the Good Times reference.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Stankonia, Bombs Over
Bombs Over
Baghdad.
Baghdad
That's Dre.
is Dre.
Yeah. So Fresh So Clean, that's probably Big Boy influence.
Big Boy.
I think Miss Jackson is Dre.
I think that's a meeting in the middle because Big Boy was actually the one that was having the baby mama drama. That's why he actually has 2 versus 1. That's what I've always told people. It's like the person with the real baby mama drama is Big Boy.
Fair
Like
point.
Erykah Badu and Andre didn't have some bad relationship or problem raising their child together like that. Listen to what he's saying. Just know that everything's cool. And yes, I will be there on the first day of school and graduation. That's not tenuous. Tenuous is my baby mama drama don't like me. She be doing things like having her boys from the neighborhood come to the studio trying to fight me. That's tenuous. What Dre's talking about ain't tenuous. He's talking about love not working and a child coming from it.
I think they're
Big Boy
talking
is
about
the
two
one
different
with the baby
things. on
mama
that
drama.
record.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. They're talking about Big Boy's life, not Andre's.
But I think the hook was created by Dre.
Maybe.
LP with the super chat says Big Boy versus 3K is the perfect example of hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. 3K is just objectively better, but Big Boy did more. Born King with the super chat says, but Coop, you could say that about Deck against Meth. Bar for bar, Deck is better. That's a really good point. Mad Max with the super chat says, is Andre a better lyricist or more detailed in his content? Because Andre is a precursor to K Dot, and K Dot is a detailed writer more than bars.
It's not that even. How about this? The content isn't even deep. Okay, do you think detailed and insightful are the same things, Mike?
They can be, but not specifically, because they're all.
They can. How about this? They can cross each other's paths, but they're not the same thing. Andre's style is more insightful than it is detail oriented. Kendrick is detail oriented. Andre is insightful. Needs some hope, like the words maybe, if, or probably. That's insightful.
Yeah.
That's not detailed. Feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. Michael Williams with the super chat says, whose flow do you think is better out of Jay-Z and AZ? If they collaborated in 1996, it would have been crazy. They both got dope flows. OGTK Cole says, The Ransom Pain and Glory album isn't new. He just re-uploaded a better version of his old album. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting us know. Mad Max at the Super Chat says Meth is more entertaining because he punches ghosts be telling stories. Mad Max again says, but punching all day over the course of an album runs dry. Telling vivid stories doesn't, which is why Ghost is better. And that's why we love people like Scarface and Tupac so much. 007
that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, no. Meth, bar for bar, is a better rapper than Ghost, but it's like, well, how does that carry over album? And when I mean bar for bar, he's a better rapper. Show me Ghost mic performance like Method Man on Bring the Pain. You feel me? Go show me the mic performance just like that Ghost has, where you just hear him on a record like that, where you're like, man, Ghost just going the fuck off. Meth got plenty of records like that.
Oh, got him on Wu-Tang albums. Records like that too, man.
Hold on.
I roll like a bat out of hell.
Not to the level of Bring the Pain, Mike. Any Ghost record you're gonna name where he's snapping like that isn't as good as Bring the Pain. That's what I'm saying. It's like, no, Meth's bar work is better because when he shines, he shines.
Well, see, Bring the Pain is like Brooklyn Zoo, right? You know, I was listening to, I meant to bring this song up the other show. I was listening to All In Together Now by Limp Bizkit, where Premier was on the track.
It's unfortunate.
Meth went crazy on there.
That's what I'm saying.
And you know what? And another thing I want to point out too, Fred Durst is even rhymed over a Premier track. Okay?
I'm not
doing this. Fred fucking Durst has rhymed over a Premier track.
I'm not doing
Let that sink in.
I'm not doing it. I'm independent.
12 rounds of throwdown. Limp Bizkit. Get around like merry-go. What's the scenario? Pump it through your stereo. Why risk it? Lifestyles of the prolific and gifted. 8 essential vitamins and minerals. Delicious. 007 the super chat says, Coop, I'm normally locked step with you, but nah. Show me where Meth is better than Ghost. But don't do it now. Maybe Wednesday.
Okay,
Top 10 tracks for each. He don't want to do that.
I was just thinking. I was like, well, I just gave you Bring the Pain.
He don't want to do top 10 tracks for each.
Okay, you want some evidence?
Yeah.
I mean, like, which verse, which bar work do you want me to go to? You feel me? That's just like where you want to go. Pick a Wu-Tang album. I'll show you where Meth's bar work is better than Ghost bar work on that album, except for Wu-Tang Forever. Every other Wu-Tang album, Meth is better than Ghost.
Is he better than him on the W?
He is. Holocaust of the Land of the Lost. Behold the Pale Horse. Of course. Follow me. Wu-Tang gotta be the best thing since Starks and Clark Wallabies. Bzz. Yeah,
I like Method Man on that album.
Rapper. He's just not Ghost.
I can't
just
sleep.
Ghost is a songmaker. Ghost is just a songmaker. Ghost is one of the best songmakers ever.
Ghost on Hollow Bones and I Can't Sleep. Those are highlights of the album.
But technically, listen to what I'm saying. See, you're talking about the feeling again. I'm talking about the bar work. The bar work Meth doing is still better.
From a technical aspect. LP with the super chat says, cool, Meth ain't got it. Ain't got all that I got is you. Oh, right. He said Meth ain't got all that I got is you.
That's why Ghost is better overall. He just doesn't do better bar work because the bar work on Bring the Pain's better than the bar work than All That I Got Is You, in my opinion. It's just that All That I Got Is You does more as a full encompassing song. Well, it's a better song overall. It makes you feel more. It makes you think more. It's more relatable. It's a story. That's why Ghost is a better MC overall, but the bar work's not better. Ghost can't go back and forth with Biggie Smalls on Ready to Die.
I disagree with you on that. I disagree with you on that.
No, Mike, in 1994, you think Ghostface can go back and forth with
not
Big?
1994, no. No, well, I agree with that.
That's what Method Man's doing on
in
the 1994.
In 1994, Method Man was better than Ghost. But around 97, 98.
And 96.
No, you're right. 95 and 96.
And 97.
I don't know about that. That's when things started to change. Well, Wu-Tang Forever is when things started to change.
Right, but what I'm saying is if you actually go look at 97, go look at the work. Meth got more bar work than Ghost.
I'm cool
You're
with
going
that.
off. No, for real. It's like take Impossible in the MGM off the table. What you really got now?
You got Older Gods.
Okay, that's not enough to beat Method Man in 1997. Really? His verse on Triumph is better than Ghost's verse on Older Gods. What about the verse
I
on
don't know about
Reunited?
that. I don't know about that. Now his verse on Triumph is better than Ghost's verse on Triumph, but I don't know if it's better than the older guy's verse. That verse is
Okay,
crazy.
the Reunited verse is better than the older God's verse.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm with you, but I don't think so. I love that verse. But
Mike, you're
I
a
don't
Ghost
think
fan.
so.
Ghost
I'm
is
a
like your
Ghost
second
fan.
favorite rapper after Q-Tips.
Yeah, I'm a Ghost fan, so maybe I'm
Right.
biased here.
Mike, you're the only person I've ever heard say that Ghost's verse on Older Gods is better than Meth's verse on Reunited.
The way he jumped in that shit, man, like, yo.
I get it. We like Dorothy Hamill on ice. We might circle. I remember the verse.
Crazy.
I'm a Ghost fan too. People don't even know who Dorothy Hamill is. She won the 1964 gold for figure skating.
KC1 with the super chat says, did Method Man or Prodigy have more rhyme of the months? I remember seeing Method Man having rhyme of the month the most, to be honest.
I saw Prodigy for Nighttime Vultures is the only one that I can remember he got, even though I'm probably certain he got it for Shook Ones, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to think so. So those are the two that I know he got.
Yeah. Swain with the super chat says Meth's bar work on Butterfly Effect. Yeah. LP with the super chat says Nutmeg got better bar work than 90% of Meth's raps.
That's not true.
I can't go against that. I mean, we heard him on Buck 50, man. Like, I know y'all want to say Redman had the best verse on that song, but
he did, because he did. Because he did.
Jordan jump dunk like Clyde Drexler. All up in the parrot, nose numb, real as they come, Biggie's Versace, Snow White Rabbit. Hands is like photographic magic, funeral love. Move in when we hug, don't make it a habit. Hit the gym for 2 weeks, my back all chiseled. Elbows unique, now meet the new me. Ghetto fabulous, tone atlas. Zulu Nation in the 80s in front of Macy's, I start my own chapters. Tight gold, night glow, velvet pose, special effects. High-tech armors, Mercury at the shows. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Dosisalorestifragilisticali super. Cancun, catch me in the room eating grouper? Man,
cool.
Come on, man.
Like I said, but one of those guys,
come on, man.
One of those guys has the type of bar work where he goes back and forth with Redman regularly, and it's not Ghost. Right.
Well, you know what? I love Redman
Mike,
and Method Man
we can
together.
both be right on this. Everything that you're saying can be true, and everything that I'm saying that can be true. Because here's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all not about to tell me that Ghost got Meth beating on some straight up and down rhyme to rhyme shit. No, he does not.
So why do you think that?
No, he doesn't.
Let me ask you this, because I want to know.
He's a better overall MC. Yep. Is he a better storyteller? Yes. Better album maker? Yes. Is he the best solo MC in Wu-Tang Clan? Yes. Is his bar work better than Method Man's? No. No.
What do you think the Method Man's missing?
Negative.
Honestly,
because he doesn't have a shadow boxing, Mike. He doesn't have a bring the pain.
No, let me ask you something though, for real.
Hold on, no. Let's go to shadow
Method Man
boxing.
growing up, Method Man was my first favorite rapper.
You went to Nutmeg and Buck 50. Let's go to shadow boxing. Go.
Oh no, I feel you. Again, you're talking to somebody.
You're
talking to somebody.
You be rocking with Ghost.
No, you're
Method
talking
Man,
to somebody whose favorite rapper was Meth.
Ghost Coming Out Party is on Fourth Chamber, and you forget it on the very next track.
Oh no, that's real. No, you're right. I mean, that shadow boxing is
Meth's
epic.
bar work is better.
It's epic.
Because he's a better bar for bar MC. He's just not a better overall MC. Because Ghost checks more boxes about what an all-time great MC should do. But as far as that bar shit go, Meth breaks it down to the bone gristle, ill-speaking scud missile, heat-seeking, Johnny Blazing, Nightmares. Like, yeah, Ghost don't do that. Ghost don't give you that feel when he hit the bar lyrically like that. Like, Method Man has like Nas, Rakim, Black Thought lyrical capabilities. Ghost doesn't have those capabilities.
Man, I'm telling you, like, shadow boxing had me running home from school, turning on Rap City, hoping to see that video come on.
That's what I'm saying. So why are y'all acting like there's nothing wrong with giving Method Man this? Like, he's
No. I love Method Man, and like I said, Method Man was my first favorite rapper. He got me into Wu-Tang. But I want to ask you, like, why do you think Method Man has all of these tools that we know he has? Voice, flow, presence, lyrical ability. Why doesn't he have those other tools that the other greats that we talk about have when it comes to making the songs? What do you think is missing?
I don't know. It's one of the most confounding things in the history of hip hop. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Because do you think that Method Man's better than Prodigy?
Huh?
Do you think Method Man's better than Prodigy?
Technically, yes,
What does that
but
mean?
not
Do you think
overall.
he is or not? Not overall? Okay, so you're ranking Prodigy higher than Method Man.
Yeah, but I would have them in the same stratosphere.
Okay.
But
That's
Prodigy
tough.
also too. Like I said, it's more personal with Prodigy. How about this? I feel about Prodigy how you feel about Ghost. So you feel me? That's
I
why
mean,
it's like,
listen.
no, I feel you because it's like I'm talking about the bar work, Mike. We talking about. Hold on, y'all understand? That it's like, well, Method Man's the guy that's on Bring the Pain. That's the guy on the what? That's the guy on Wu Gambinos. That's the guy on Shadowboxing.
He's
That's the guy
special.
on How High. I'm sorry, Ghost don't have highs like that lyrically.
I
He
love How
doesn't.
High, and I'll tell you all the time, How High changed my life. Born King with the super chat says, "Stop it." Ghostface kept Wu relevant for the long stretch.
Relevancy
At the
doesn't
time
have to
of
do with
at the,
bar work. Y'all keep
oh,
trying to.
let me finish the super chat. He said, "At the time of Forever, he was switching his style up. Ghostface was fire. Yeah, Ghostface is probably one of the most improved rappers of all time, and I say that respectfully."
That doesn't mean he does better lyrical bar work than Method Man. How about this? Name your 5 best Ghost verses right now.
Man, you just gonna put me on the spot.
Because
Oh,
you
man.
can name some of Meth's best stuff because it's some of the best shit ever written, Mike, because he's lyrically better.
You know,
like I can
one of
give
my
you
favorite Ghost
Shadowboxing. You don't have nothing that
performances.
can beat Shadowboxing, Mike. You got Impossible. People know
I
the
love
verses of
Impossible.
Shadowboxing are Impossible more.
Well, listen, Shadowboxing is one of the best featured verses of all time. Both of them.
So is Wu Gambino's.
Wu Gambino's is tough.
Ghost don't have guest appearances
Ghost got a better.
like that.
I think Ghost's feature on the game on Pete Rock's joint's better than that. But
It's not.
I'm not mad
It's
at you
not.
for saying that. But in my opinion, it is. In my opinion, it is. But it's close.
Mike,
His Wu
I'm sorry.
Gambino. You know what? I like him on Boxing Hand more than I like him on Wu Gambino's personally.
I mean, we can go to Boxing Hand. His delivery is pretty sick on Boxing Hand. He's got Ghost on Boxing Hand. He's got Ghost on Wu Gambino.
He's the better rapper at that point. But I don't think that we've ever really seen. I mean, we've seen rappers improve over time, right? But the way Ghost jumped from, I think it's fair to say, on the first album, he probably was like the 4th, maybe 5th best member in the group.
Not even.
Maybe
6.
not. Maybe not even, because Old Dirty's there.
6.
I don't think we've ever seen anybody make a jump from not only that to being one of the greatest ever in the genre.
And that's what y'all keep rating it like. You're looking at the jump, and you're not looking at the reality of the matter that where Ghost jumped to is somewhere that Method Man existed for almost 5 years before
from the jump.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't get to take that away from him just because Ghost ended up being better overall, and it doesn't take away the bar work. I'm sorry, like if you want to get to this is what I mean about the bar work. Name me one Ghost verse in the last 10 years is fucking with Meth's verse on Lemon.
No, I'll give you that. That's fair. Swain with the super chat says.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Swain with the super chat says Method Man is a better spitter, like in a cypher.
Yes.
Mad Max with the super chat says Meth lacks focus. After a while, his bars just sound like he's rambling. Meth is not concise. I've heard that RZA had to cut some of his verses short. Born King with the super chat says because hip hop consists of swag as well and meth don't got swag and style like Ghostface. Man, I thought you were going a different direction than that. Ghost does got the swag. LP with the super chat says, Coop, all of them songs in the 3-year time were in its 3-year time frame. Supreme Clientele alone has better bar work than probably everything Method Man did. Ghostface cleaned him out in 01.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, hold on.
Go ahead.
If you got Supreme Clientele to stand on, I got Method Man's guest appearances that can match the bar work on Supreme Clientele bar for bar. And then it goes down to the fact, and this is what I mean. You're going to have to explain what some of that shit mean because I can understand everything that Method Man's saying. And I'm not saying as a slight the Ghost. I love the slang. The bar work is better too because you understand the bar work. That's why I'm letting people know. Well, Ghostface don't have no verse like Lemon in the last 10 years, and he was just on Russ's album spitting his ass off.
Who do you
So
think
it's not
has
like
the
he
better
did work.
verse?
That verse that Ghost did on Russ's album, it's not like Meth's verse on Lemon.
No. I give you this. Method Man right now in 2022 is better than Ghostface. Is a better rapper than
Hold on.
Ghostface.
So if he was better early and he was better late, who's better?
But I think
One guy's a better.
that
One guy's
middle
better
part,
off,
that
and that's
middle
what I'm
part
saying.
is
It's
big.
okay to put. It's okay to put Ghost ahead of Meth all time because of what he's been able to do song making and album wise. But don't get it twisted who the better bar for bar MC is.
Let me ask you this: who you think had the better verse on "Run for Cover" off of Blackout?
I don't love that song.
Really?
I don't. I used to love it.
They all
But I
got
kind
down
of
on
think
there.
Redman's verse on there is the best.
Really? Street Life killed it.
I thought Redman's verse though.
Yeah,
But I don't. But to be honest with you, that's one of those songs that I loved when it came out, and then I realized that it's like all of those guys could have done better on there, except for Street Life. So
this ain't your granddaddy music. It's hip hop coming through your woofer like a mute kick, 100,000 watts on some bullshit. I black out Eclipse with the semi. I like Method Man's verse. I think he might have a better verse than Ghost on there. I'm just gonna be objective.
Even like this is what I'm saying. Like Method Man got bar work. You remember Rawhide off Return to the 36 Chambers?
Yeah.
Coming soon to a theater near you would be the woo. Actual facts in your squares. Actual facts. He said, my positive energy sound like peace to you. A wise man killed one horse and made glue. Wicked women putting period, blood, and stew. Don't make the stew witches brew. I fear for the 85 that don't got a clue. How could he know what the fuck he... No, Meth is just better bar work wise, Mike. It is. It's that... No, it's better bar work. It is. It's like all through the catalog better bar work, except for Ghost on Wu-Tang Forever, on Impossible in the MGM. It's not even the entirety of Wu-Tang Forever. It's literally that verse on Impossible in the MGM, and the rest of the shit is actually a draw between them.
This is what the second best rapper
on Wu-Tang Forever after Ghost. It's like Ghost is the best rapper on Wu-Tang Forever. Deck and Meth are right there. This is where they can't reach him. Meth has been the star of this group the whole time. The interview that I was telling you that we need to talk about is because Meth has been the front man of the group the entirety of the time, and he said it. I was willing to take chances and do things those other cats weren't do. That's the guy that was taking the chances, but he did the bar work to be able to take the chances first.
This is what I would give you, and this is what I think the whole issue is. I think that the type of bar work that Method Man provides is on some Redman, Busta Rhymes type of approach, right? Whereas the rest of the people in the clan, content-wise, they're a little different than what he does. Him and Old Dirty were kind of like similar in that chamber, right? And I think that making music around that kind of bar work is a little bit more difficult than this going to translate. It's a little bit more difficult than somebody like a Prodigy or a Ghost. I love the Method Man. Like I told you, I love that Blackout album because it's just rhymes. It's just beats and rhymes. Nobody at the time, because this is like, 1999, 2000? Nobody I was rocking with that was riding with me wanted to hear that shit in the car but me. I wanted to hear it because it was bar work. And Method Man was giving it to that was his approach. That's what he was doing. He's like a specialist in that sense, right? He might not be the player that has the all-around game, but he's the guy that's like, yo, you need some rebounds? I can get you 20 rebounds.
So that's what I'm saying. So, Mike, if you're saying all those things, how can you be like, oh, I'm not sure if Ghost does the better bar work? I'm just about to name a few songs, and I want to tell you, I want you to really ask yourself, as far as the bar work is concerned on these songs.
Hold on, let me get to these super chats, and I'll let you go down the line with that. KC1 with the super chat says, Meth, Nas, and Big should have been the big three. No one was bigger than Meth in 1994-95. He was on Snoop level. I say that all the time. Meth has better all-time verses.
Yep. That's what I'm trying to say.
Another one. Oh, no, that was it. Go ahead.
No, okay. So listen to what I'm saying. What does...
They want us to do a Method Man and Ghostface versus. You want to do that? They want us to do a Method Man and Ghostface versus. You want to do that?
Yeah, we can.
I mean, I'm honestly at a disadvantage, to be honest, man. Method Man's catalog is crazy.
I'm gonna crush you.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna crush you.
I'm with it. Let's do it.
I hope you are. I mean, you should be with it.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
all
with
that
it.
shit that y'all log Ghost for, it's not about to play well against this homie.
Oh yeah, we doing this.
Because I'm about to expose a couple things right now.
Okay.
Who you got higher all time, Redman or Raekwon?
I got Redman higher.
Who you got higher all time, Biggie or Raekwon?
I got Biggie higher.
Okay, so tell me where Ghost is at on the what and how high thing. We'll just stay right there. Tell me when he's done something like that lyrically with somebody on that level that Big and Redman they reside at.
That's fair, but again.
Okay, Mike. No, we're not done yet. Who's the sharpest lyricist in the clan to most people's eyes?
Jizza.
What happened on Shadowboxing, Mike?
It was a massacre. But I'm not gonna say that's disrespectful. Jizza's verse is great.
Hold on.
It was a memorable. It's one of the most memorable features
It's
ever.
like, hold on. I prefer Prodigy over Method Man. What about Extortion on Hell on Earth? Who has the better verse, Prodigy or Method Man?
Method Man.
Yeah.
You remember Method Man on that Helter Skelter album?
Huh?
You remember Method Man on that Helter Skelter album? Magna Force?
Yes, Magna Force, yeah. Hold on. Mike, Wu Gambino's with Ghost on there. Who's got the better verse, Meth or Ghost?
Man. No, this is what I'm going to say. While you're going there. I think Method Man might be, and we don't talk about this enough, he might be one of the best, if not the best, featured artists we've ever seen. They try to give that to Busta Rhymes, and that's why I say that we needed a Method Man and Busta Rhymes verses. Because I think that when you talk about what they've done individually and what they've done feature-wise, they're the most comparable. And not to mention performance-wise and what they bring to the stage.
No, that's possible.
Yeah, Method Man's feature game is crazy. And his feature game is... It's one of those things where... Yeah, go ahead.
We're not done yet. NYC Everything on the Bobby Digital album. You remember that verse?
That's a quotable.
That got Rhyme of the Month in the Source. That is correct, Mike. That is one of his hip-hop quotables.
That verse on Holocaust, Bobby Digital, who shot JJ, Mudbone, same nigga riding the train. That verse created according to hip-hop, low-key. That could be a trivia question somewhere down the line, but so that verse is always going to hold a special place.
Got My Mind Made Up with Tupac and Redman on it. Who got the best verse, Mike?
You know I'm a Method Man fan on that one. Fuck you losers while you fake jacks. I make maneuvers. Woo! Mr. Mecca Cow from Staten Island will be back after this. Man says don't touch the towel. Rarely do you see an MC out for justice. Got my gunpowder in my musket. Wow. Felons get swellings. I paint mental pictures like Magellan. Me and my clan, we
half of my clans repeat felons.
Niggas must respect they joint the 9-nickel. Man, I stay on point like icicles. Now who wanna test the cow? Test the cow. All up in your motherfucking mouth. Yo.
Headbanger Boogie. Catch me on tour like Al Doogie.
Yeah.
Let the man roll too tight. You can't pull me.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mike.
You got to finish the verse. Johnny Blaze out to get loot like Johnny Cash. Play a game of Russian roulette and have a blast. Hey, yo.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's
Mike, I'm not finished.
I think he might have the best verse on All Eyes on Me, in my personal opinion.
I think Pac's first verse. I think Pac's first verse on Ambition to the Rider is the best verse on the album. But if you wanted to say technically that Method Man verse was better, and Pac's verse on I Ain't Mad at You, the first verse on I Ain't Mad at You.
Yeah.
So Mike, I just gave you 8 verses that I know Ghost can't fuck with. What's up? Actually, I gave you 9 if you count both of the verses on Shadowboxing. And if you count both the verses on Bring the Pain, it's 11. That's what I'm saying. And if you count the verse and a half on How High, it's now 11 and a half to 12. And then the half. No, I got literally like a guest album mixtape worth of verses that Ghost can't fuck with.
Yo, this verses is going to be fun.
Mike, Lemon. We can put Lemon on there too. That's what I'm saying. Ghost don't have these performances like that. Not lyrically. I love me some Ghostface Killer. Supreme Clientele's sitting right there on the wall next to it was written with liquid swords at the top. I love Ghost.
Unknown name with the super chat says Ray and Ghost are greater than Meth and Red. Mr. Pragmatic says
At song making, yes.
Yeah, at song making, but if we talking about bar for bar and going back.
Right.
Yeah.
If you were going bar for bar, Method Man and Redman will rank higher than Ray and Ghost. And you know how I feel about Ray too, Mike. I told
You know what?
you,
This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm
I
gonna
told
say.
you, Ray's top 20 to me just because all of y'all give Ghost top 10 consideration. It's like, oh, well, he's been rhyming with that nigga for a while, and that nigga was better first.
I got a confession. My favorite verses was Method Man and Redman's verses. Those dudes' catalog is crazy together. So if we're talking about, Meth and Red as individuals and as a unit being better than Ghost and Ray, I don't think that Ghost and Ray match up well if they were to do like 20 joints versus each other. If there was a Meth and Red versus Ray and Ghost, that would have been tough for Ray and Ghost. I'm just going to be honest. And I'm a super Ghost fan. Mr. Pragmatic says, for example, Freddie Gibbs makes better albums than Conway, but Conway is considerably a better rapper. I think that's a very good example. Unknown Name with the super chat says, Method Man said he was biting Nas on the what?
Yeah.
DJ Bruce Almighty says Method Man was on Math's podcast recently and said if Det got looks back then, like he did, he pretty much said that he missed some important opportunities. We were going to talk about that. You want to get on that now, since that's being brought up?
Oh, what, the whole Method Man interview?
The whole Method Man interview and his sentiments about Inspector Deck. LP says, Coop, give us 10 solo Method Man songs touching Ghost. See, we're going to keep going back and forth.
No. Let's stop for a second. No, see, this is what I'm saying. People are jumping in. They're not listening to the criteria. What I keep telling you is that Ghost is the better song maker, the better album maker, the better storyteller, the better overall MC. Bar for bar, Method Man is better. And I just gave you evidence because you can't name 8 Ghostface tracks like that resonate in the vein, in the culture of this hip hop community about lyricism has the stuff that I just named. And so just like let it go and understand that you're
wait till I hit you with that list. I'm going to hit you with that list on Wednesday. The Combs 444 says, wasn't they all subliminally talking about each other on Mind Made Up? LOL. Mad Max to the super chat says, Det got the best verse on Mind Made Up, but Pac just cut it. Nah, JB was here, says, I noticed Pac never went at Wu. Meth's on his album. I mean, they were all cool. Swain with the super chat says, y'all do the best. They say y'all should do the best duo show. I got Nas and AZ. They don't have enough work together. I'm sorry.
They don't have enough work together. Nas and AZ only have like 9 or 10 tracks together that you can go into.
And I'm going to be honest. I know Method Man and Redman are my guys, and so is Ghost and Ray. But when we talk about going back and forth, man, that Styles and Jada shit is crazy, man.
But hold on, but he didn't say back and forth. He just said best duo.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got
Styles and Jada over Nas and AZ.
Like, no, to be honest with you, Nas and AZ do have enough work to make a best duo show. They don't have enough to win the best duo show. But Jay-Z and Biggie can't be in the best duo show because they only got 3.
Yeah,
that's not enough to get in the show.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about what Method Man said on the Math Hoffa interview when he was talking about.
Can I just say something right quick for all of y'all that are saying Meth doesn't have an All I Got Is You? I keep telling you Ghost is a better song maker. We're talking about the lyrical bar for bar content. Stop making it seem like All That I Got Is You is bar heavy. It's not. It's not a bar fest on All That I Got Is You.
Well, it's a story. It's an emotional thing. But again,
that's what I mean. That's why Ghost is better because he evokes those emotions and expresses those themes and explores those concepts. But he don't be breaking it down to the bone gristle, ill-speaking, scud missile, heat-sinking Johnny Blazing. He does not do that.
You know what? I will say this.
He doesn't, Mike. You're a bigger Ghost fan than I am, and you know he doesn't do bar
Method
work
Man
like
has
that.
some of the best word placements ever.
You know what some of his best bar work is? The Champ on Fish Scale.
Oh, you talking about Ghost?
Yeah, the Champ on Fish Scale is some heavy bar work from Ghost.
I mean, Method Man, even stuff like the Last Temptation, I'm the son of David Ruffin and stuff like that.
Right.
It's like
no. Ghost has stuff like that on the Champ. The cocoa leaf is slightly damp, sprouting in the backyard next to Graham Duke tomato plant. No, he's bar work is crazy on the Champ.
I was listening to obviously Blackout the other day, but it was the song "Get You Up and Get You High." Method Man killed that shit. What did he say? Play me like
Hold on.
Monopoly. Trespass on my property. I'm dead dastardly.
Oh,
Well, he was like, "Where the
you're
love
on
at when you
blackout.
young broken black? It's over
Hold
there in
on.
the ashtray. Who got a match?" Like they were just effortlessly spitting on that
Hold
album.
on.
You could tell that they made that album on the tour bus too. That's what's so dope about Blackout.
Hold on. Fuck that. The Rockwilder. That's what I'm talking about. How Meth come in on the Rockwilder? No, Ghost doesn't do that bar wise.
Microphone checker.
Mike, you know the verse better than I do.
Swinging swore lecture, closing out Spectre,
Supreme
Supreme Neck
Neck
Protector.
Protector.
Better
Come
love the
on,
kid
Mike.
with the method. Wanna pop, about to blow his head from the pressure. Too hot for tea. He was rapping like that on the whole album, man. Like
Right.
shit was crazy. I like
Hold on.
1212 where it was like, my lyrics is AWOL, batter up, play ball. Fuck y'all analog niggas, we be digital. Subliminal command from the 5-star general. Attack you from the blind side, invisible. To the naked eye, where the criminals. Better have your 8
Hold
essential
on.
vitamins and minerals when we was coming through. You know the outcome. Critical condition in the physical for injuring the officer and gentleman who stack proper Benjamins. Yeah.
Right. So look, you
Yeah.
want to know what's even crazier than that? And this is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm about to say. All I'm saying is that Ghost doesn't do the bar work that Meth does. He's better at almost everything else. He doesn't have Method Man's voice. So check the Method Man. He doesn't have Method Man's delivery. He doesn't have Method Man's bar work. I would give him almost everything else. And here's why. And
But
here's
you're
what
not
people
saying
need-
Ghost don't have bar work. You're just saying he doesn't have Method Man bar work, and you're giving Method Man's bar work the credence and the props that it deserves.
Right. How about this? The guys that have verses like this, that get heralded like this, like guys that have verses like this, well, their names are Nas, Jay-Z, Rakim. You get what I'm saying? It's like, so no, his bar work is like of that upper echelon level in terms of how it's revered and how it gets remembered when you hear it. And all I'm trying to also remind people of is that Ghost is the co-host on the Purple Tape, but he's not the better rapper on the Purple Tape.
No,
And he
true.
also
He's
Hold
not
on.
the better rapper on Iron Man either.
And Mike, you're about to get to my point. He has a whole classic rap album, and he's not even the best rapper on that album. That album's not the same without Raekwon's bar work.
No, that's true.
Raekwon's a better rapper on Iron Maiden, Daytona 500. Winter War sounds like a Raekwon song. The Faster Blade is Raekwon by himself. The Faster Blade sounds better than Poisonous Darts. That's Ghost solo record on there. Ray sounds better
Ray
on
went crazy on
Can-May.
Iron Maiden. Yeah.
Yeah, Ray sounds better on Can-May. Ray's on Motherless Child doing the intro off the Sunset Park soundtrack. Need to add that to my soundtrack list. Motherless Child was on Sunset Park soundtrack.
Yeah.
Just remember that. Adding that to the soundtrack list.
We got my man
Motherless
Sykes
Child.
over here says Pac's verse on Holla at Me is the best on All Eyes on Me. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay. I'm with that.
I'm with that. I
Lionel
was actually thinking
Goldsmith
about that verse.
says-
I was like, he might be right.
Lionel Goldsmith says, me and my guys used to almost fight about who's better, Method Man or Redman. When they came together, we celebrated. I think, again, you know, what people hold against Method Man when it comes to Redman is the fact that Redman has Muddy Waters, There's a Dark Side, and What the Album, where Method Man doesn't have those things. I know that's kind of how we used to debate it. Like, yeah, Redman's over Method Man because of this, but when you talk about who out-rapped who on that album, that becomes a different discussion. And they both were rapping at a high level. I might have to, off the top of my head, give it to Method Man, though.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, Ghost is a better rapper because Ghost can do. How about this? Ghost can go from doing a joint like, and this is just Iron Man. This is just letting you know who Ghost is. Ghost can do like the crime joint and do the back and forth with Ray on 260, right?
Yeah.
But he can do the Wu-Tang shit with Meth on Box in Hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he can just go and do that Cuban Link shit and do Motherless Child with Ray again. You feel me? And then he can go and do All That I Got Is You by himself. You feel what I'm saying? That's why Ghost is better than Meth. Not about the rhymes, about that level right there. It's like, no. You want some Wu-Tang shit? No, I'll jump on that Wu-Tang shit and shine. Oh, you want me and Ghost to get on our, you want me and Ray to get on our crime like MGM shit? No, boom. Because 260 is actually what precedes MGM to me about them going back and forth on Iron Man. That's a year before the MGM. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I see Ghost's levels on Iron Man, and I'm like, oh, well, Meth don't got levels like that, but that level of where you can do a verse like NYC Everything,
Right.
Gambino's, Shadowbox. And it's like, well, Ghost don't have that level, but he got all of this, so he's better. And which is why Iron Man sounds better. Iron Man sounds better than Tikal because Ghost goes through different chambers. Meth is in one chamber because he's comfortable there.
LP with the super chat says, Coop, you knock points off of 3,000 for not having the solo songs, but everything you're bringing up from Meth are feature verses. Does he have a 3-verse bar-heavy song? Y'all are getting real specific now.
Y'all are getting real specific, because Bring the Pain is 2 verses.
I would say Bring the Pain is that. Well, that's 2 verses.
Two verses.
Yeah. Born King with the super chat says, on Drink Champs, Ghost said that he was in a bad, dark place at Iron Man dealing with his diabetes, similar to what Nas was going through with his mother.
Yeah. No. And I've heard that as well. But it's like, well, that didn't change the fact that Raekwon's the better rapper on that album.
I think at that period, Raekwon's a better rapper, in general.
Yeah, because like
Ray's
like a top
Ghost
5
was
like
creeping up.
NYMC.
Yeah.
Right. Like Ray's like up there with Nas. Like in 95, 96, Ray is looked at like the way Nas, Prodigy, Big, Meth. Like
Ray was getting the call to get on John Blaze and stuff like that.
Yeah, Ray's on John Blaze with yeah.
Ray's special, man. He's another person I think that, based on everything that he's ever done, he might be slightly underrated because of the group he's in, because of the time period he came out in. But you remove Ray from the equation and things look a lot different.
I've tried to tell you he's a top 20 MC, Mike.
Yeah, it's true.
It's top 20 MC. He's got the work. He's got all the work.
Look, how
about this? He's the glue guy of rap's greatest rhyme group ever.
Straight up. No, he is.
He is.
I honestly think he's the big boy of Wu-Tang. How Big Boy is a Dungeon Family, Big Boy holds the Dungeon Family together in that way. He might be a combination of Ray and Ghost.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Ray over Eminem. He's top 20 to me.
Ray keeps the street cred part of Wu-Tang Clan alive forever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this new Nas joint?
Yeah, we can.
Well, we don't have a lot of information on it, but a couple of clips that people kept sending us on Twitter. Everybody thumbs up in the chat. Let everybody know that we're finally talking about this Nas and Premier track and the potential of it and what it possibly means.
Right.
When you saw the clip, what were your thoughts?
I mean, I didn't think much about it. That's why I want to know what everybody's up in arms for. I heard some beats and some rhymes playing. I'm not even sure how clear it sounded or how good it was.
Short with the super chat says John Blaze or Benjamin's as a posse cut. Huh. Never thought about that.
This is the difference between bar work and making a song. So if we're talking bar work, it's John Blaze. If we're talking about the song, it's Benjamin's. Because guess what? Benjamin's got bar work. Kiss, Kim, and Biggie go off. Is it Nas and Pun on John Blaze? Oh, I don't know if it's that. Biggie's verse might be.
Let's line this up, and we'll talk about the Nas thing. So you got, I would say, based on the MCing, right? I would line up Puffy with Fat Joe. I think Puffy's performance is better, right?
But Kiss wrote that verse, so.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
Right.
It's Puff, man.
Right.
I think it's probably Puff's best verse. Is that fair to say? What y'all want to do? Want to be ballers, shot callers, brawlers? We dipping in the bins with the spoilers? I'm going Benjamin's, man. Because there's bar work all over that song.
There is bar work all over that song. I'm cool with going Benjamin's over John Blaze.
I told you better.
The highlight of the song is actually Pun one up in Nas ever so slightly. That's the highlight of it. And
you think so?
To be honest with you,
I always thought Nas had the best verse on there, and I'm not the Nas super fan that you guys claim.
Really? You think you think Pun's? You think Nas's verse is better than Pun's on John Blaze?
I remember when it came out, I was like, "Yo, man, Nas set this off. He had the fatigues on and shit."
No, he said
the number 2 pencil. I was like, that was the verse for me.
I don't know. He set it off, but I just felt like Pun did the same thing lyrically, but brought a little more style to it. Okay. I told you, he's like, I read, what'd he say? Try to try to supply my visual with this side of this critical. I appear in your dreams like Freddie. I'm no kidding you. Even if you stuttered, I will still shit on you. When he did that, I was like, give him that. It's like, we're just going to slide that over. I was like, because Nas isn't doing that lyrically when he's spitting his bar work.
I like Nas' verse better, personally.
No,
Says,
like, how about this? Nas technically has the better verse, but that's what I'm saying. Pun's got some style on there, man. And you know, I'm the Nas fan, but I always gave a slight edge to Pun on style points because I thought lyrically he was there with Nas in '97, which is damn near impossible for a rookie to do. You feel me?
Yeah. So you're gonna give him points for that. Syke says, Coop, you finally agree with. I'm gonna take a drink to that. Cheers, everybody in the room. I know it's Friday too. Everybody need to go ahead and get their cups up and cheers to that. I could kind of hear the record, right? We're talking about the Nas and Premier record that's supposed to come out, next Friday? Yeah. I guess everybody's going to be tuned into the show on Friday to hear what we have to say about that. I don't know if this is KD3 stuff or if this is a one-off single because, I mean, even last year when he dropped KD2 and Magic, he dropped the individual single that went along with like a tutorial or a master class in between all of that. So I don't know if this is a one-off thing because I know him and Hit-Boy are doing KD3 together. Or I don't know if KD3 is one of those things where they're bringing other producers in to kind of help out. Or I don't know
if I want to talk about.
Or I don't know if, this might be one of those things like the Logic song where it's like DJ Premier is just doing the scratches to. I mean, they did that on Magic too, right? Where DJ Premier did the scratches to the song with A$AP Rocky, and it was still produced by Hit-Boy.
Right, and I dig that, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? And
so it could be another one of those. I mean, because like you said, we really couldn't hear the track like that. Did it sound like a Premier track to you?
So that's what I want to talk about. So let's talk about this. Is I guess because Nas and Hit-Boy have been on this little 3-album run, we haven't discussed the fact that Nas may get other producers for KD3. We haven't talked about that at all. We just automatically assume that it's Nas and Hit-Boy in the studio, but we've conveniently forgotten that Nas and Game are tight, but it's like, well, Hit-Boy just did Game's joint. Right?
This is the thing, man. I wanted, and this is coming from somebody who wasn't a super fan of the pairing, right?
You tell me. You tell me.
I wasn't a super fan of their pairing originally, but after KD...
I still have your text message. I took a picture of it when you sent it.
After KD2, I was sold more. After not KD3. After Magic, I was totally sold. So this is the thing. I don't want them to change that format unless Hit-Boy is burnt out. If Hit-Boy's burnt out, by all means, bring in others. But the chemistry that they got going, they started this shit, and they got to finish it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, KD3, I would like to see totally produced by Hit-Boy. Now, maybe it could be one of those things like, yeah.
Okay,
now,
so
it can be one of those
things
like Kanye did with B, where maybe we get 2 Premier tracks and the rest is Hit-Boy. I'm fine with that.
I was actually thinking more Finding Forever territory where it's like, well, no. Because here's what people I think are missing and not realizing. Hit-Boy's from Cali.
Thumbs up in the chat, y'all. Go ahead.
Nas has a whole Dre relationship. Nas has a whole Game relationship. Nas obviously has a Primo relationship. How would you feel about a 15-track album that actually had 2 Primo tracks and 2 Dre tracks and then the rest Hit-Boy? You're okay with that, right?
We just got through talking about the firm. Keep Dre out of this. I'm sorry.
No. This is no. All I'm saying is that Hit-Boy is from Cali.
Yeah.
They're doing Game's album. They're probably in Cali, is what I'm saying, Mike.
Give me 2 Alchemists and 2 Premier and the rest.
They're in Cali. All I'm saying is because here's what I think we've kind of started understating is that because Nas and Hit-Boy have been making such great music. We forget that this is Nas, and this is one of the few artists that can like pretty much get any producer and rap up off their seat to do a track for him. You feel me?
I mean, especially off of this rhythm.
Off of this run. I mean, if Nas is calling you for a beat right now, yes, sir. Like, what you need, Nas? When? Where I got a beat? What?
But
I'm going on KD3? Yay, nigga.
But it's the thing, Chris.
Right?
You know what this speaks to? It speaks to the fact that Nas hasn't had producers that he was really in sync with for a very long time, possibly since Illmatic, right? And
Possibly.
this is a chemistry that has developed organically, and they need to keep that going. Track
They do.
masters
Because,
weren't able to get this chemistry with them.
no,
Dr. Dre
neither was
wasn't able
Solar
to
Remy.
get this.
But what I'm saying is that, well, first of all, they have done 3 albums of worth of material together. Like
Straight
these
up.
guys are. These guys
They're
are
the
legit
new
about 40
gangstar,
songs.
as he says, right? They're the new
Well,
gangstar.
They're the new Gangstar, Mike. And you know, Gangstar only did like 5 solo albums, Mike. You know that, right? I mean, 5 albums, right?
Yeah.
Mike. So if
Is
like,
that counting the last one?
not necessarily. That's
Okay.
what I mean. Like we got Step Into the Arena, Hard to Earn, Moment of Truth,
The first one, No More Mr. Nice Guy.
No More Mr. Nice Guy, and we got The Owners, right?
Yeah, that's 5.
That's
Let us
5.
know
So
if
if
we're
they
missing
do this
anything in the
project, they're
chat.
4 in. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
Right.
Andre Shashir
So-
says, Nas said that after KD, he's doing a secret project. And the fact that, all right, let's just say KD 3 does drop as expected this year. 4 projects in 3 years. Nigga, I can divide. I had to put that in there.
That's funny. You want to know what I was actually doing? I started taking notes because I was thinking to myself, because you were talking about Ghost, and I'm like, yeah. And while we were having the Ghost and Meth conversation, and I'm like, well, Nas has both of these things. He's got a better catalog than Ghost. He's a better storyteller than Ghost, and he's a better lyricist than Meth. That's why he's the GOAT.
That's a lot of Voltron stuff to put together.
Is it not true? Is he not a better storyteller than Ghost?
I don't think
It's a
so.
draw. It's a draw at
But
best,
I'm not
Mike.
mad if anybody thinks that. I don't think so, but I'm with you. He has
Hold
more,
on.
listen.
He's
Listen,
got more work than Ghost as far as telling
He
the
does.
stories.
He has more work than Ghost telling stories. And you know
Higher
what?
level.
He made Rewind. I know
He
you
made
want to talk
Rewind.
about
So, Mike,
a
this is
song
what-
where
hold on.
he told a story backwards. I give you that.
Right. I was about to say, and this is where Rewind starts mattering, because it's like, well, if you tell me Scarface and Ghostface are Biggie are better storytellers, guess what I'm going to hit you with?
Oh my God. You know,
But
Rewind
hold on,
actually
Mike.
beat You
Mike,
Don't Know in
hold
that
on,
poll.
Hold on. How about this? Rewind is like the 6 for 6. It's like, well, if all things are equal, who's 6 for 6, motherfucker? Right. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, he's the best storyteller. When did he tell the story backwards and execute it then on a classic
Why did
rap
I
album?
even get you started on this
Oh,
backwards story?
I'm sorry. I'll wait for it, Mike. I'll wait for the time that Ghostface spit that rap story backwards on a classic rap album. What's the best story on Supreme Clientele, Mike?
The best story on Supreme Clientele to me is the one at the end about growing up.
Child's Play?
Child's Play.
Child's Play, right.
Child's Play is awesome.
Child's Play isn't fucking with Rewind. And you know
I'd rather listen to Child's Play than Rewind, but you're right.
You might rather listen to it. I didn't say it with. It's not fucking with Rewind, and everybody knows that. And that's why Nas is a better storyteller than Ghost, because of that right there. That's
Because
what
of
Rewind
that,
is,
so.
Mike. That's why I kept telling you how important it is. It's the tiebreaker edge. It
Blue
breaks
Collar
all the
Hustle
time.
says,
When
Hip-
people be like, LeBron went to 10 finals, they be like, did that nigga go 6 for 6 with 6 MVPs? Be like, oh, well, then hush. That's what Rewind is. It's like, oh, did Ghost do that? Did Scarface do that? Did Big do that? Oh, that's cool. Did they tell that story backwards on a classic rap album? Oh, they didn't do that.
I got
Okay.
Scarface, Ghostface, then Nas when it comes to storytelling.
See, we got that in inverse. I got Nas, Scarface, Ghostface, Big, Slick Rick. Actually, Slick Rick, Big.
Okay, I got Big and Slick Rick. I could flip that though. Blue Collar
the greatest
Hustle
event is
says
Slick
Hit
Rick
Boy
is
has
too much.
already said the KD3 will be all him. Okay.
Oh, it's very
Mr. Pratt. So this song might just be a one-off song. Mr. Pragmatic says, Nas, please stick to the recipe. If it ain't broke. Jay Short with the super chat says, I think the Nas Primo moment has passed. If this was gonna happen, it should have happened. It been happened organically years ago. Sounds forced and will disappoint. Well, you know, he's not. You know, keep those standards low, right? You know, if it blows us away, it blows us away. Mike 100 says, Ghost said on B-Dot's show that Nas had the best story of all time with Rewind. You know what?
B-Dot said that?
Let me update. Huh? You said Ghost.
B-Dot said that?
No, Ghost said that on B-Dot's show. Let me update you guys. Speaking
That
of
sounds more like it. Yeah, that sounds more like it. So hold on. So this
speaking of
conversation's
rewind,
over.
though, I
Ghost
want to
said
go
it,
to
right?
this poll real quick. You
Isn't it
guys,
over if Ghost said it?
huh?
Isn't it over if Ghost said it? Y'all know Ghost thinks Nas is better than him, right? Ghost
Of
says
course
it.
he thinks that. Yeah.
He sat at the verses like the nigga been blessed by God or something. Every time I see the nigga, I let him know. That's how Ghost feels about Nas. But y'all are trying to tell me that Ghost is a better storyteller than Nas. But Ghost don't feel that way.
He doesn't. Yo, all right. So you guys pick Rewind over You Don't Know. 68% to 32%. It was
Mike, you won 2% because it was 70-30 when I jumped in. When I jumped in, it was 70-30. So you won 2%. That's beautiful.
But look, on Never Change and Destroy and Rebuild, it's at 700 votes and it's tied 50-50. So if somebody wants to go in there and break the tie, go in there, you know.
Are you serious? It's tied?
It's tied 50-50. It's actually 600.
Destroy and Rebuild is better than you think, Mike. I tried to tell you.
Never Change is better than you think. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of Nas bias on our channel, obviously. And for Never Change to be that close means a lot.
No, I was about to say, I'll give you Don't Know over Destroy and Rebuild. I mean, over Rewind, I will. Because actually, I prefer You Don't Know too. I was just kind of fucking with you a little bit. You Don't Know is a better record than Rewind. It is.
I know you.
Right, Jermaine, you know me. You knew I was kind of agging at you a little bit just to kind of like see where you was going to take it. I know you know me well enough to know that. You Don't Know is a better record, but I was more sincere about my comments with the Destroy and Rebuild than Never Change. Never Change feels better, but I'm not certain it's a better record, and I was kind of 50-50 on that thought, so I'm cool with it being 50-50. They're more comparable than I think than you were giving it credit for.
Listen, man, I had Destroy and Rebuild early. I think I heard that before Stillmatic. I remember downloading that on Napster back in the day. So I love Destroy and Rebuild.
Hold on, you want to know what? Somebody asked me briefly, and okay, so I think we all have like the same storytellers, right? It's like those 5 guys. Somebody just put Ice Cube up in the chat, and like that. Kendrick, right?
I think Kendrick's one of the best storytellers ever.
Right, like. Because I was actually thinking about it. So how about this?
We got an
what if I would tell you? Hold on. You want to know what? Oh, somebody just asked where you got Ice Cube ranked storytelling wise. I was actually just thinking to myself.
It's either him or Pac.
No, can we put Biggie ahead of Pac and Ice Cube and Kendrick with the amount of work? Because Biggie's stories are brilliant. They are brief. He's already in the MC catalog, and we won't take him out. He has to be taken out of something. It might be storytelling. Because it's an Ice Cube. I mean, most people don't know this. I think Biggie's inspired by Ice Cube's storytelling, the ghetto narrative.
I think so, too. And listen, I think that really, it wouldn't be crazy to say that Pac was a better storyteller than Big. Yeah. Different kind of storytelling.
How about this? Because here's my thing when we're talking about Biggie's storytelling. Okay, so what stories do we have, actually? We have Me and My Bitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a story. Would you consider Warning to be a story?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Me and My Bitch and Warning on Ready to Die. Aren't those the stories? Are there any other stories you would say?
Yeah, it's Give Me the Loot.
Everyday Struggle? You think Everyday Struggle is a story?
I was going to say Give Me the Loot.
I don't think Give Me the Story. Give Me the Loot's not a story because I look at Give Me the Loot and Stop Being Greedy the same way. That's just like hood narrative shit. I don't know if he's telling a story.
Okay. Hold on, let me get to these super chats real quick while you hold that thought. Jermaine Young says, Nas put out a documentary on the Supreme Team on Showtime. So this track might be for that. You know what? That makes sense. I can see that happening. Man with the super chat says, Coop, where you got Ice Cube ranked storytelling wise? I think you just addressed that. And I think Born King says, I remember Nas saying that he loved the whole concept of Ghostface Killer hiding his face at the beginning. They both think highly of each other. Definitely.
Yes. Born King is actually speaking about what Nas said in his It Was Written. The Source interviewed him. He was on the cover of The Source for It Was Written. It said Nas, leader of the next school. And he actually referenced Ghostface in that It Was Written piece about how Ghost was hiding his face and how he thought that was the illest shit ever. Yeah.
Suicidal Thoughts.
Is Suicidal Thoughts a story? That's why I was asking.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
So we have Warning, Me and My Bitch, and Suicidal Thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Somebody's Gotta Die.
Mm-hmm. Niggas Bleed.
Niggas Bleed, and I Got a Story to Tell. Okay?
Mm-hmm. You want
Okay,
to
what do
sip
we
Mo
have
on my living
after
room
that?
flow.
Huh?
You want to
Huh?
sip Mo on my living room flow, play Nintendo with season. Yeah.
That's not a story. It's not a story. It's a
But
ball. It's
I
a
think the
baller whose
thing
feelings have been
is,
hurt. It's a baller whose feelings have been hurt. We've all been there. Women can be, difficult.
I mean, the
So
thing is, man, I think that, like you said, the stories are limited per se.
that's
But
what I'm
we
saying. So how fair
saw,
is it somebody like Ice Cube that has like 12 stories in like his first 2 albums?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got to be fair about this. I think we're kind of judging big storytelling on the ability as opposed
Yeah,
to
the level. But it's
the.
like 6 or 7 storytelling
But see,
songs.
if we go by that, I'm gonna have to change my list, and Nas does get number one, and then Scarface is number two based on that.
No, that's how I
Trajectory.
have it sectioned off. That's why I was like, I need to rethink the way that I'm thinking, because
Yeah.
the reason that I have Nas at number one needs to be the reason that I would slide Big out, because it's like, well, is Scarface and Ghostface more entertaining storytellers than Nas? Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
Do they have the execution, the actual catalog of songs that fuck with Nas? Well, no. Well, that makes him number one because he's comparable as a storyteller.
I mean, songs like "I Seen a Man Die" is it's one of those things,
Okay,
man. Like,
so that's what I'm
nobody
saying. So,
can make that record. Nobody.
no, you're right. A minute to pray and a second to die.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody
So-
can make that record.
Right.
I think more
But
people
that's-
can make that record than "I Seen a Man Die." Like, there's nobody that can make that. Like how I feel about Busta Rhymes on "Victory" and on "Wild for the Night," Rampage's hook. There's nobody that could do that.
Right. So what I'm trying to submit
So one
to
of
you,
one, as you say with the rewind thing.
yeah, it's a one of one, but that's what I'm saying. Nas has something to offset everybody's one of one with rewind, and it's a one up, and he has the better storytelling catalog.
No. I'll give you that. He's number one then when it comes to that. But I got Face It too, just off of.
No, that's how
what
I
he's
have
been
it.
able to
That's
do.
what I'm saying.
What do you think about G-Rap?
Huh?
What do you think about G-Rap?
I think G-Rap's top 10, because you want to know, I've been digging back in G-Rap's catalog, and it's like, well, damn, that's where Nas got the storytelling side of his shit from. Like, he took Rakim's lyricism and Cool G-Rap's storytelling, he upped the ante, and he tried to keep it street. Like, that's why I keep telling people, he's Cool G-Rap and Rakim. He's not just Rakim, because he took G-Rap street shit and G-Rap storytelling. He took Rakim's bar and poetic style, and he was musically inclined to do so because he comes from a family of musicians just like Rakim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man Sykes says Ghetto Vet by Cube is a great story.
it
Darren
is.
Harris says, not only did Prodigy get quotables for the month for Quiet Storm, the original version, he also got quotable of the year in '99 for the same verse.
Quiet Storm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you know what?
Quiet Storm.
Prodigy's
I forgot.
performance.
The first verse to Quiet Storm got Rhyme of the Month too.
You know,
That was
Prodigy's
third.
performance on the regular Quiet Storm, unfortunately, got overshadowed by the remix. But his performance on the first Quiet Storm, man.
Hold on.
Man.
So how about this? This is what I'm saying about how I love P. Prodigy and Method Man don't have a song like Quiet Storm with that type of bar work. How about that?
You said who?
3 verses. Prodigy and Ghost. Neither Meth nor Ghost got 3 verses like Quiet Storm. Stop that. Not on one record.
I got to put together this list.
They don't. Mike, Quiet Storm's the best rap song that year. And that was the best verse that year. Pick a verse.
1999?
Preferably the first one, but the second one will do. Third verse is a nice closer. But Ghost and Meth don't have a song like that. Beginning to end.
You're
Quiet Storm is better
saying
than
a lot.
Incarcerated Scarfaces, Mike.
No, it's not. But
Yes,
the bar
it is.
work on it is probably.
Yeah, it
but
is. The
it's
beat's
not.
better and the bar work's better.
No.
That's hip hop shit, Mike. They took the White Line sample.
No, it's just great. No, it's great. We're splitting
Better
hairs
than
between
Incarcerated
two
Scarfaces.
classics.
Put it up in the
but
chat. Quiet Storm or Incarcerated
I
Scarfaces.
would love
I'm
to
taking
put that
preferences.
up there.
That's a great battle.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
would
real
love to
rap
put
battle.
that up
Incarcerated Scarfaces versus Quiet Storm. Yeah, that's a real rap battle.
Yeah, Incarcerated
That's
Scarface
how about
is
this?
different.
Ghost don't have no Incarcerated Scarfaces bar work for 3 verses. Does he? Where is
I'm
it?
gonna put together this list. It's
Yeah,
coming.
we'll get your list, man.
LP says personification is what separates Nas from the rest. He has the basic storytelling. I'm sorry, he has the basic storytelling the others do. It's just songs like IGYP, Fetus, Rewind, Fried Chicken. Yeah, I mean, Nas is so detailed with his stories, man. And it just shows you how he delves in lyrically. And yeah, he earns that spot.
I
Warren
mean,
King with the super chat says, honestly, I think Face influenced Big more than Q. The Dope
both.
Man rhymes on Mr. Scarface's back. Face even influenced G Rap on Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I can see it.
I can see that on Live and Let Die. I can see that because Mr. Scarface is back.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, definitely. But yeah, as far as this Nas and premiere track, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably not going to be on KD3. I think that it is probably a premiere produced track, and I think somebody said it in the chat here. It's probably going to be more of a soundtrack record, kind of a one-off. So, it's something to be excited about because KD3 is coming. I mean, we always get excited about Premiere and Nas coming together, but I think that the time of us getting a full project from them, now that Nas has found his premiere and they formed their gangstar, I don't think people really thirst for the Nas and Premiere collabo like we once did before this run happened. You know what I mean? Like, we're excited, but not super.
Childhood.
Huh?
I was over it after Second Childhood. I was like, okay, it's probably run its course. Like, it'd be cool if they keep getting back together to do some work here and there. But it kind of run its course in a lot of ways. You know what I mean?
I remember a lot of people were really, really, wanting them to get back together and do a full project. I mean, I remember hearing that probably about 5-6 years ago. But like I said, since him and Hit Boy found this magic, no pun intended, I mean, people haven't really, been thirsting for it as much. But we'll see what this song is next week and see how it leads into the next project, hopefully. But
this is what I mean. So this is what I mean about how he's the greatest storyteller ever. It's just like off the top of my head, the setup, Shootout, Small World, More Money, More Murder, More Homicide, Fried Chicken, Rewind, Undying Love, Blaze of 50, One Love, I Gave You Power, The Message, Death Row East, What Goes Around. It's like, no, he's the best storyteller ever.
Yeah.
Like, that's just off the top of the head, Mike. I didn't even have to dig to think of that. And it's like, I know I got, like, there's more stories. People will probably start naming them. That's just off the top of the head. Like, I Gave You Power and Rewind got most niggas' catalogs beat right there.
Because, when you think about it, man, people who are in his stratosphere, they don't have stories like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that, we always pair him and Jay up because they just have so much work, and they got really more work than everybody. Jay doesn't have stories like that. He has some stories. He can do it, but it's like when you think about it, like, you're not just going to rattle them off.
Huh? If he can, he would, because he's competitive like that. If he could do it like that, he would. He's competitive like that. No, he can't do this.
I think, you know what? The way he puts together his rhymes and not writing it down, it probably makes it tougher for him to come together with cohesive stories like Nas does.
You got to give up something to get something in this world. Yeah, so he gave up something to get something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it helps you stylistically, and it helps you be able to ride beats better when you don't write down your stuff. But when it comes to being very detailed oriented and, telling stories and doing things from having a beginning, middle, and end, it probably makes it difficult when your process is like that. Yeah. Jay Short with the super chat says Scarface's stories make you have an emotional response. It's more than just listening. You reflect. That's why he's the best storyteller. I'm with that. And he has the voice for it, too.
Yeah. I'm with all of that too. It's just that this is what I'm saying is like you got to stop ignoring the work. One of the things that Method Man was talking about, he was talking about, he was the front man for Wu-Tang Clan. Well, part of the reason why he got to be the front man for Wu-Tang is because Method was kind of focused on the rhyming shit, and other niggas was outside. You feel what I'm saying?
Same thing with Q-Tip and Tribe, man. It's like he was in the studio. That's how Fife's on 3 songs.
Right. So he's talking about specifically because they're talking about Ray and Ghost jump on MCs. They're like, yo, the dudes that's on the Purple Tape and on Iron Man, those are the dudes that's on Enter the Wu-Tang. And he's like, well, Ghost used to be a beatboxer. And Ray was a money getter. That's Meth's way of saying it. Meth calls them money getters. He's like, well, Ray was a money getter. And Ghost was a beatboxer and a break dancer. He's like, so, Ghost was like our beatboxer, He's like, and you wouldn't see Ray when Ray was there. Ray was rhyming, but when Ray was gone because Ray was a money getter. So there wasn't really no rhyming going on when Ray was gone. So it wasn't until Cats was able to. He brought up the same thing with You God. He's like, You God was a money getter.
Yeah.
Right. So what you're really finding out is that what happened to Wu-Tang early on, what you're hearing is the dudes who were MCing all the time versus the guys that were MCing some of the time because they were money getting.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
They
saying?
had a whole nother profession going on.
Right. And so Method Man and Old Dirty Bastard are MCing, and they are the stars on Into the Wu-Tang.
They put in the work.
Because of Into the Wu-Tang, Ray and Ghost and You God were able to stop being, money getters so much and focus on their craft.
Right.
Yeah.
Sykes
gotta do the fucking work, even for Wu-Tang Clan.
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah. Even Wu-Tang Clan had to put in the work. That's why I told you I want you to watch the Meth interview, Mike, when I was telling you on the show on Wednesday. It's like, you got to watch the Meth interview because he was kind of saying a lot of the things that we talk about on here. That's what I mean. Like, he's ahead because he's speaking about, them niggas took off when they put the work in. He's like, the talent was already there.
Yeah. No, you're right. Sykes with the super chat says
it took off, and so you can so you can tell when niggas be working and don't be working, which is part of the reason.
The super chat
that's why people don't. That's why people don't like Most on the Black Star album. That's why I was cool with taking it down. It's like, he don't work like that. You can tell.
Sykes with the super chat says Black Trash by Sticky Fingers is a storytelling concept album that's incredible. State versus Kurt Jones was great. And also, if you want to talk about storytelling form, you got Prince Paul out there. Remember, what was the name of that? Prince Amongst Thieves?
Prince Amongst Thieves.
Dope album.
Was it 1997 too or 98?
That was 98, I think.
Yeah.
LP says there aren't storytellers like that in all music. There aren't. Andre Shashir says Meet the Parents is underrated in my opinion. But I mean, that's the one we always go to. Like, I want y'all in the chat to name y'all top 5 Jay-Z storytelling songs. And it's going to be kind of difficult. Paige says,
you have 5?
what do you guys think about Superman lover stories? I love it. I love when Redman was on that.
But is there versatility to it?
Born King says Papa was a player in Project Window. Yeah, I mean, we could just rattle off Nas and stuff.
That's what I mean. The stories just keep going and going. And so even, what is this that I was seeing? It says, I kind of want to just go to something right quick about that whole hip-hop quotable with Prodigy thing, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. But okay, so that's 1999 when Prodigy gets Rhyme of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
So they can call it Rhyme of the Year again. Elliott Wilson's not there, and there's no need to slander Nas. You see how that happens? See how see how Redman gets it in 95? Nas doesn't get it in 96, but in 99, Elliott Wilson is at XXL, and all of a sudden we can put Rhyme of the Year behind it, and a nigga from Queens who deserved it gets it. All right.
Our man
I'm gonna say less. I just want people to understand how that bullshit really works. Like you got to be paying attention because people will do bullshit right in front of our community and we will miss it. So I just want people to be paying attention and connecting dots because Fam made a very good point. When he got Rhyme of the Year for Quiet Storm, he got Rhyme of the Year, and then they put it in at the end of the year edition has Rhyme of the Year. I gave you Power's third verse doesn't have Rhyme of the Year, but Quiet Storm does. What's the better verse? What's wrong with people? Okay.
Our man says, what was the biggest loss for hip-hop? RZA's Flood in 94 or Nas's I Am bootleg?
Oh, if we're talking about like actual hip-hop losses, because Pac and Big is the biggest loss. That's easy.
Yeah.
But if we're talking musically, I'm going to take RZA's Flood over I Am's bootleg just because I'm going to tell you why. Because without the I Am bootleg, Nas is still the possessor of the greatest rap catalog ever. Wu-Tang is not the possessor of the greatest group catalog ever. So the Flood matters more than I Am. Because Nas has Illmatic, It Was Written, Godson, Lost Tapes, Stillmatic, Life is Good, KD1, KD2, and Magic. Those 9 albums are better than any 9 albums that any other MC can put out. You can put Wu-Tang's catalog out and you can say Outkast's catalog is better maybe. De La Soul's catalog is better maybe. Tribe Called Quest catalog is better maybe. And about that, the Flood matters more because if the Flood doesn't happen, I don't think that's the case. Specifically about Inspector Deck.
It's
and
just
maybe Method
it's
Man.
just a what if thing, you know, and I
Yeah.
hate that we have to deal with that in hip hop, and because of a
But think
single
about this.
solitary accident.
I am would just Nas would put Nas at like 10 great albums. And a lot of people already feel like I Am is great. This man has 9 good to great albums. Like the albums that I just named, Life is Good and KD1 are probably the weakest albums. How many people can say that about their 8th or 9th or 10th best album?
No, you're right. DJ
So he
Bruce
has the best
Almighty
rap
says
catalog ever. So Wu-Tang shit getting lost is the big thing, specifically Debt.
DJ Bruce Almighty says, if you never heard Joe Budden Secrets, thank me later. LOL.
Right. So speaking of which, Meth addressed the whole Joe Budden situation and how Ray ended up punching him in the face and all that. That was one of those things too. Meth was actually trying to keep that whole situation calm. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think, for what I remember, Joe Budden said something about the fact that he could out-rap Method Man, right?
That's
how the whole thing started, right?
It did.
Yeah.
Ghostface and Raekwon can out-rap Method Man. It says Meth versus Chef, and it's on to Cal because Ray lost. Joe Budden definitely can't out-rap Method Man. It's from the Wu-Tang Clan. It's the front man for the Wu-Tang Clan. He didn't get to be the front man for the Wu-Tang Clan by not being nicer than almost all of these motherfuckers.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, that's how the whole thing started. What did he actually say on his interview?
He was pretty much saying how he was trying to pipe it down. You know what I'm saying? But like he was at Jones Beach and he went because, pretty much how he told the story is like he got off the plane straight luggage and is going to the show because, Ray and them is performing with Slaughterhouse and all that. They're all on tour together. Niggas heard Meth is there. He's like, Staten Island starts showing up when I show up. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's different when you're that guy. You feel me? And so that's really how it all unfolded. And that's what dudes don't understand. And it's like, oh, one man can't stop his whole hood.
Yeah.
And that's why you got to be careful about how you speak and how you deal with people. And Joe put himself in compromising position and situation for that to happen, more or less. Because
and he would admit that too. I think he said that too.
Right.
That's Wu-Tang, man.
Okay, so can I tell you a real story about something that happened to me? Like, you can be a street dude, but you have to move wise. I'm going to tell you something that happened to me not too long ago. I had to go run an errand for a friend, okay? I had to go up on Boulder Crest, Mike. Now, I pulled into the wrong neighborhood. You feel me? Boulder Crest ain't the type of place to be pulling into the wrong neighborhood. You feel me?
Right.
Right. So I know they see me. I'm in my street clothes. I'm not a big jewelry guy. I got some jewels on me. You know what I'm saying? I got enough that it's worth taking. I hop out the whip to make the move. And I realized as I start walking, I'm like, oh, I done fucked around and came to the wrong place. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The projects up there that I was in was set up kind of New York style with a breezeway. I know I'm in the neighborhood. Niggas don't know me, don't know my car. When I mean niggas is outside, Mike, they outside. They looking at me like I'm fucking food. Okay? Because I am food. And I know it. Because I done hopped out this car. I don't have my pistol on me. I'm just making a move. And I'm gone. I just done turned into the wrong thing because my fucking navigation's acting up. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I literally, the first building I can find, Mike, I walk around the corner. I pass about 20 niggas. They all turn up. Their ears are perked up. You get what I'm saying? I can tell that they're perked up because I'm from the streets. First thing I do, the first building I get to, I go into the breezeway, Mike. As soon as I cut the corner on that breezeway, I ran straight to the other side of the breezeway. All right? On the other side of the breezeway, I got to go down the hill to get to my car. When I'm coming out on the other side of the breezeway, niggas already is walking towards my car as I'm getting towards the breezeway. See, I put myself in harm's way. Mm-hmm. Because I put myself in harm's way, something was about to happen to me. I just knew where I was. I knew what time it was because I'm from the east side. I made a move quicker than they did. Me making a move quicker than they did for about 15 seconds is the difference between me having this podcast and continuing to have this podcast. You feel me? Right. Joe put himself in a position. If you're a street dude, it's like, oh, well, you don't put yourself in a certain position after you've already put yourself in a certain position. See, I put myself in a certain position, but I knowing exactly where the fuck I was and where the fuck I was going. But as soon as I realized I did that, Mike, remove, ghost, gone. Because ain't no fucking being tough and risking my life. Because even if I get to the car, Mike, and get to my pistol, what's the chances of me making out the neighborhood?
Facts.
Facts.
LP
You don't
with
put
the
yourself in
super
a position
chat
to get your
says,
fucking like right. So niggas be doing dumb shit, and that's that ego of the rap shit being inflated. It's like, oh no, my ego wasn't attacked. I wanted to keep my jewels on me. Wanted to make it out the fucking east side safely. Motherfucking ran through the breezeway, walked smoothly to my car. I'm watching them walk towards my car while I'm getting there. Boom, boom, boom. Hop in, whip out, pull, gone.
gone. LP with the super
Gone.
chat says, Elzai Memory Lane almost just as good as the OG version. Listen, I loved when Elzai went out there and did Elmatic. Sykes with the super chat says, it was just a week ago is Jay's best story. I like A Week Ago a lot. It's actually one of my favorite songs off of Volume 2. Born King says, nobody touching Nas' catalog longevity is unmatched. Yeah?
So listen to what I'm saying. That story that I'm telling, that's what I mean about how fast Joe got punched. That story that I'm telling you, Mike, all that shit happened in 60 seconds because I only had that much.
Yeah.
Right. That shit
Sometimes
didn't happen in
that's
no
all you got.
5-minute span. It's like, no, I got out the car, I made that walk, I made that turn, I busted a move, I got down to my fucking car, pulled the fuck out, got the fuck out. It's maybe about 90 seconds. Maybe.
You ready to talk about Paid in Full?
Always.
All right, man. Paid in Full celebrated 35 years, man. And let me see if I got the graphic here. Yeah, I got the tape here. And yeah, man, this track list is crazy. You know, I've always said this, man. I say that Paid in Full is one of the few, if not the only, hip-hop album. And maybe that's changed now since time has passed or whatnot, but there is at least 4 top 50 hip-hop songs on this one album.
Yeah.
You got I Ain't No Joke. I think My Melody is a top 50 in my opinion. Eric B is President and Paid in Full. I didn't even mention I Know You Got Soul. That's possibly 5, depending on who you ask. Shit is crazy. It's spellbinding how the lyricism on this album compares to its predecessors. It's I think someone made the comparison one time, like it's like when hip hop started to walk upright in the evolution cycle.
That's actually me on this podcast,
Okay.
Mike, when we first started.
Yeah, okay.
That was
I knew
me.
I heard it from a wise person.
I don't know if I'm wise, but that is what it is. I told you, Rakim is Homo erectus. He's the one that stood up straight, and it was like, oh no. We're done kind of like with the primitive way of thinking and looking at it. We have advanced. How about this? He's not just like Homo erectus, he's also Homo sapien, because it's like not only did he stand up straight, but it's like then he started running immediately.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He didn't walk. He stood up straight and started
It's
running.
like, no. So like if Paid in Full is like Homo erectus, it's like follow the leader is Homo sapien. It's like, oh no, he just stood up straight. How he run?
What's your favorite song on this amazing album?
I Ain't No Joke.
I used to let the mic smoke. Now slam it on the ground and make sure it's pro.
It's his theme. How about this? Everything that I see of him as an MC, I actually see on that record. That to me is what. How about this? I Ain't No Joke. To me, feels like
smiling.
it was almost.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hype, but as a heart attack, nobody's smiling. Yeah.
Because you're expressing the rhyme that I'm styling. Think about what he's saying. Hyper as a heart attack, nobody's smiling, because you're expressing the rhyme that I'm styling, meaning I got you in my clutches. So for me, I think I Ain't No Joke might have been the last record that got recorded because he sounds very follow the leader-ish on there. Think about it. I take you for a walk through hell, freeze your dome, and watch your eyeballs swell.
You're right.
That's that follow
him
the leader
building.
talk.
Yeah.
Huh?
Him building the bars on top of each other.
Yeah, he's not doing that. So that's what people got to understand is that you can tell. This is what I mean about how my melody's not flawless to me is because, no, I can even hear on Paid in Full how the guy that did I Know You Got Soul and My Melody and Eric B is President by the time he's recording I Ain't No Joke. That's what I mean. This motherfucker started standing up straight and running real fast. I don't mean to call him an MFer. He's arguably still our greatest MC of all time, but you get what I'm saying. I mean that like in a kind way. It's like, no, this dude right here, like the summer of '86, the way he sounds, and even by the time he's making I Ain't No Joke, it's like that jump, Mike.
Yeah.
That jump.
If we talk about a major jump already with my melody and Eric B as president, and to another major jump.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's what I mean. It's like no, he stood up and then he started running.
Now we're gonna talk about bar work. I'm with you on that. I think I ain't no jokes. Bar work is crazy. Like remember me, the one you got your idea from and all that. But
no, this even the way that he's weaving in the rhyme, he's gotten better. Even if it's jazz or the quiet storm, I take a beat up, convert it to a hip hop form, write a rhyme and graffiti in. Every show you see me in deep concentration, because I'm no comedian. He's not rapping like that on my melody. That's the emphasis on lyrics of fury and follow the leader.
You're right. Joker's a wild.
Yeah, I ain't no joke.
Another friend of me, not even another enemy, not even a friend of me. Yeah,
because you'll get fried to end when you pretend to be. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's the microphone theme guy. That's the guy that's like, no, I'm about to level up. Like
Warren King with the super chat says, Coop, did you check out the Nas Finest mixtape series from J Love? I love the shit that J Love does.
That's how we had our Silent Murder shit for so long before they put it on the thing. Yeah,
that's what we were listening to Silent Murder on.
Yeah. We lived silent. J Love kept Silent Murder alive for us. Like,
I'm going with Eric B as president. That was my favorite song. I think that, man, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things, like the production of it. It just sets it off, man.
The quotables.
Yeah, the quotables.
I came to the door. I said it before. Taking off my coat, clearing my throat. These rhymes have been taken from everybody. Biggie, Tupac, Nas, Snoop.
That was the first time people heard him, right? His first bars to people was, I came in the door, said it before. I never let the mic magnetize me no more, but it's biting me, inviting me to rhyme. Can't hold it back. I'm looking for the line, taking off my coat, clearing my,
So hold on. So understand this. This is what I mean. So listen to him. On Eric B as president, he's pausing like the old school rappers are pausing a little bit. Like he's more fluid than them.
Yeah.
But he's still pausing, taking off my coat, clearing my throat. You feel what I'm saying? By the time he's on I Ain't No Joke, he's like, I'm off that.
He elevated from his own elevation.
Yeah, he elevated from his own elevation inside of one of the greatest rap albums ever. That's what I'm saying. This shit is Illmatic before Illmatic.
Okay, let's look at this track list real quick. I got it on the screen.
Right.
I Ain't No Joke. Then you got Eric B is on the cut, which is one of Eric B's interludes. Then My Melody. Boom. Then I Know You Got Soul. Boom. Mm-hmm. Then Move the Crowd. Boom. Paid in Full. Boom.
Boom.
As the rhyme goes on. That's one of my favorites.
Boom. That's one of my favorites too.
Chinese Arithmetic. You know, another interlude, right?
Boom. I like Chinese Arithmetic.
A lot of people love it. Eric B is president. Boom. Extended beat. Boom. It's like banger. Would you be mad if somebody said this album's better than Illmatic? I mean, look at the bangers.
I told you that when Chris X wrote that Vibe article, I was like, no. I just started listening to Paid in Full. I was like, he's got a point.
It's home runs here.
Because here's the thing. Illmatic resonates. Illmatic stays. Illmatic glows. Illmatic don't got hits like this.
It doesn't.
These are hits. People don't understand this. I don't think people understand this. My Melody, I Know You Got Soul. Eric B is president. Paid in Full. I Ain't No Joke. Those were all hits.
Bangers.
As in people were rapping to them and dancing to them in the streets.
Yeah, people were doing the WAP to Eric B is
very
president.
Biggie Smallsish.
Yeah. That's why when somebody was saying something along the lines of Rakim didn't have songs, because it was an argument about certain people who didn't have songs played in the club. I forgot who it was, and then somebody brought up Rakim's name, and I was like, nah, man, Rakim got bangers.
Microphone Fiend is a banger.
Bangers.
People understand this. Microphone Fiend.
Yeah.
Microphone Fiend's a banger, Mike.
Yeah.
That ain't no regular record. That's a banger.
Yeah. Mr. Pragmatic with the super chat says, I remember my brain aching as a child trying to digest Rakim's wordplay. It was like a college course given to a middle school kid. Jay Short with the super chat says, and Rakim did it his 100% way. No disrespect, but he wasn't trying to get Teddy Riley, Eddie F, or any other R&B producer like Kane, LL, and Kool Moe Dee.
These are facts. These are facts.
Never thought about it in those terms, but
these are facts, though.
LP with the super chat, he also says, So when y'all gonna address Eric B's influence on Ra? He doesn't get enough credit for being the image we think of. Ra is not that guy. He's not the same. Born King
Okay,
says
so
Rakim put an end to the Run DMC era. No joke. Best rap song all time in my opinion. That was my go-to song when I used to battle cars with my '93 Capri Classic.
the horns on there are serious. That's James Brown again, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the JBs technically, but yes, James Brown. Born King says 5% influence in the rhymes, 100%.
Okay, so let's
Go
unpack
ahead.
a couple of things that got said in here. First of all, the assessment that Jay Short is making about how Rakim made it a point to kind of keep it hip hop. I'm going to even go a step further than that. It seems like when guys went the R&B way is when Rakim went the jazz way would let the rhythm hit him. He's like, nah, I'm going to take them back since they keep trying to go forward. They don't know their history. That's how I always felt about that. So very, very insightful. Eric B was the one who was running with the street dudes. Okay? So that's true. But also you have to understand, Rakim is younger. He's from Wine Dance, Long Island. And so he's being thrust into an environment that's not even his own home. He's recording in Marley Marl crib in Queens. He's from Wine Dance, Long Island. You feel me? So a lot of that when people are like, well, Eric B is the one with credit. Well, he came into Eric B's crew. Eric B was the DJ. They had the notoriety. You feel what I'm saying?
And he, like you said, he was older too.
Huh?
Like I said, like you said, he was older too.
He was older. People understand, like, Rakim
Rakim's like fresh out of high school. I mean,
Rakim was about to go play college football. He was a quarterback in high school.
I was just about to say that.
And he could play the saxophone. So this guy could have went and been a jazz musician or a quarterback.
I think he got injured, right? I remember reading his book. Didn't he get something? I feel like something kept him back from playing college football.
I don't want to say this. I feel like somebody in the family may have gotten sick or something happened that like kept him from going that didn't have anything necessarily to do with Ron. And then the rhyming shit happened. Because even the day when he goes to Marley crib, isn't he's the backup plan because the other guy didn't show.
Yeah. Bumpy Knuckles. They went over Bumpy Knuckles' house first and he wasn't home. And so the backup was Rakim.
And I feel like that Rakim might have been third because I've always heard a story. I feel like there was a guy before Bumpy Knuckles even.
Wasn't? Wow.
I'm not sure. I would love to talk to him and clarify that. But yeah, he was the backup plan.
Wow. What an amazing backup plan.
The best backup plan that ever happened to us. I'll tell you that. I'd like to thank, this is nothing against Bumpy Knuckles. Love some Bumpy Knuckles. I'd like to thank him for not showing up that day if he's that guy. Because, man, rap changed forever for him not showing up.
Yeah, man. I mean, Rakim is just... And the fact, like you said, I think a big part of it, like I was saying, he did it his own way. And, you know, even the way the rap sounded before him, he made it where guys were not yelling anymore. The flow became different. Not only just the flow and the lyricism, I'm going to just say it like this, man. He made a lot of people before him extinct immediately.
Yeah,
not a lot of people were able to
behind the music or something one time. DMC is like, yeah, I heard Rakim rap. I knew our shit was over. It's like, yeah, you're right.
You're not a lot of people were able to last. I think LL was able to last because he was just so young and had had some hits behind him and had that young energy. He's a great songmaker.
He's the only one. He's a great songmaker. He's the only one that survived.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Because Rakim's flow and delivery killed everybody else. Yeah, it made Cool G Rap go back in the lab. You know how great you have to be to make Cool G Rap go back?
It made Public Enemy go back in the lab.
It made Public Enemy and Cool G Rap go back in the lab. I'm going to say that again.
The response to this album coming out is Public Enemy dropping It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. The level had just went up. And
can we cover that right quick? Hold on, let's cover that right quick. There are only really 2 albums from the 80s that still make most people's top 10 lists. What are those albums?
I would say this one. I would say The Great Adventures too. And I would say It Takes a Nation.
Right. And so this is the precursor to everything.
It is.
It Takes a Nation is after this. Greatest Adventures after this. Wanted Dead or Alive or Live and Let Die by Cool G Rap. Oh, that's after this. Follow the Leader is after this.
And that's why we speak of Illmatic in the way that we do, right? Because albums like this and Illmatic, they up the level. Now, they might not have sold the most, but when they came, they changed everything.
Well, also, too, people forget this. Okay, so let's talk about Paid in Full, Another Going Terms. And this is what I mean. Well, it didn't have bangers like Illmatic. First of all,
Huh? Ho, what? What didn't have bangers like Illmatic? You
I'm
think?
sorry. I'm sorry. Illmatic didn't have bangers like Paid in Full.
Oh,
People
okay.
forget. Like,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think Paid in Full sold like 700 or 800,000 copies when it came out. That was unheard of at the time. Okay? Like, he didn't just, so I want you to understand, Paid in Full outsold Illmatic's initial sales by like double because he had
hits.
Right.
You know,
And so
me being a kid,
people
this
have to
was before
understand.
my time. I heard these records, and I wasn't even like, I mean, I wasn't really old enough to even really be in the mix like that. I heard these records.
Like Cool G Rap and KRS-One weren't selling 800,000 records in no.
Well, let's
So,
get
yeah.
back to this track list, Coop. They didn't have I Ain't No Joke, My Melody,
Here we
I
go.
Know You
They
Got
had the
Soul, Move the Crowd, Paid in Full, and Eric B. is President, all on the same album.
That's what I'm saying. So these are bangers, but these are bangers that are inspiring a whole class of MCs. So can we go to some bar work right quick? This is what I mean.
Before
So
you go to the bar work, real quick. Before you get into bar work, I want to say this. If we're saying that these 4 or 5 songs could be top 50 hip hop songs all time now, imagine what they were in 1987.
Oh my God.
Niggas is like, yo, these are the best songs I've ever heard. Like, all of these songs.
Period.
Like,
Hold on. Period.
Right. You can only name,
dot.
before that, you could probably just name like stuff like The Freaks Come Out at Night, maybe. You know, and I'm trying to think of some records that would be comparable. Like,
Right.
Like,
hold on, let's keep it real. The Message is the only song rap-wise that's even comparable to the shit that's going on Paid in Full that precedes Paid in Full.
You're right. I mean, it's
Period.
amazing.
There's not even a rap record that even deserves to be mentioned bar work-wise with the shit that's on Paid in Full before Paid in Full, except for The Message.
I would say
Period.
Criminal Minded came out a couple of months before it. And
I don't count that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm so tired of doing that. They came out at the same damn time. We ain't talking about KRS.
So you're talking about just the era before it. Yeah. Sorry.
Right. We're talking about KRS. We're not talking about Criminal Minded or By All Means Necessary. We know it's the same time era. KRS is right there lyrically with Rakim. He's just not Rakim because the songs aren't the same.
Born King with the super chat says, I know you guys are readers. Rakim's book, Sweat the Technique, is a great read. I have the audio book. Yep, I got the book downstairs. LP says Run DMC turned into trend hoppers after Rakim came. What were you going to say about the bar work?
So last week, I believe, when we were talking about Mahogany and how Nas got it from New York State of Mind, I was breaking down the whole My Rhyming is a Vitamin held without a capsule because Rakim on Mahogany, which he says I'm in a New York State of mind. That's where the sample from New York State of Mind the Primo came from. He goes, each moment's a mineral, poetry's protein, verses a vitamin, effects like codeine. So Nas flips it and takes it on New York State of Mind. My rhyming is a vitamin, held without a capsule. Well, let's go back to some more bar work that Rakim inspired specifically from the guy that we think is the greatest MC of all time. When I'm writing, I'm trapped in between the lines. I escape. When I finish the rhyme, I got soul. What's Nas saying on the start of The World Is Yours? I sit the Don P watching Gandhi till I'm charged in. Writing in my book of rhymes, all the words past the margin. He's trying to level it up a level from where Rakim took it. Yeah. The intent is there. You hear him. Rakim's talking about it's a moment, it's a mineral, it's poetry, it's a vitamin. Well, Nas is like, well, my rhyming is a vitamin held without a capsule. I'm going to one-up it. It's like, oh, you feel what I'm saying? And so
it's
people
that
have to
Jordan
understand how
23,
he
Kobe
is to the
24.
modern day bar work.
Yeah.
Because he inspired the guy that inspired the next set of guys.
It's that Jordan 23, Kobe 24 thing.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's that because Nas did do some things that Rakim didn't do lyrically, mostly in the storytelling format.
Well, no, I'm just saying like how
he expanded the game. Like Kobe's a better shooter than Mike. Kobe's a better post player. No, I don't know if he's
he's not a better post player, but he's a better 3-point shooter than Mike.
Better 3-point. He's a better 3-point and 2-point and free throw shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a better. You know what? We'll just say this: Kobe's a better pure shooter than Michael Jordan.
He's a better shooter than Mike. Yeah, he's a better shooter than Mike. Yeah.
Because even if you want to sit there and look at the field goal percentages, I think Michael was just a smarter shooter than Kobe, and that could be why the percent. Like Michael had 5 or 6 seasons where he shot over 50% from the field. Kobe's never done that, But
Right. And
if you want to talk
Mike had like
about
5
pure
other seasons where
shooter,
he shot somewhere between 47 to 49.
right.
Right.
And it's like, but when you talk about Kobe being a pure shooter, I think that, Kobe would beat Michael in a 3-point shootout. Easy. I mean, we saw
Easy.
Michael Jordan in a 3-point shootout. He stunk it up. Remember that? We don't talk about that enough, but
Whatever.
yeah, whatever.
We don't remember
It
stuff like
happens,
that.
man. Everybody
But
gets
no,
hurt.
I'm just
But
speaking
yeah,
to how important, think about this. Here's how important Paid in Full is. It's like, well, you're hearing pieces of it on Illmatic in 1994. All right.
you
All
hear
right. What else
pieces
do you
of
do?
it everywhere, in any era.
Yeah.
I think you got people even
But
quoting.
specifically just to contextualize it, because there's a whole modern era that hold Illmatic as the Holy Grail. Understand where the Holy Grail came from.
I mean, even when we talk about the song Paid in Full, right? So many people have flipped that whole. I mean, from the song, thinking of a master plan. I mean, you got Wayne even saying thinking of a master plan.
That's what I mean.
Like, it's everywhere.
It's been used an infinite amount of times, the bar work on here, like the words, the bars. I told you. I mean, on I Got My Mind Made Up, which we just referenced earlier about Method Man's bar work. What's Pac saying on I Got My Mind Made Up? Bear witness to the dopest fucking rhyme I wrote. And what did he say after that?
Taking off my coat.
Taking off my coat, clearing my throat. Okay.
I love when Corrupt was
understand
on.
where your favorite rapper really get their shit from Pac to Big to Jay to Nas.
You remember when Corrupt was on Corrupt on I Call Shots Round Here when he was like, I hold the microphone like a grudge and I lack way back, so back the fuck up. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on. Think about this. Hold on. What is that shit that he's saying? Where he's talking about somebody taking his style. Oh God, it's just on my head.
Talking about Remember Me, the one you got your idea from?
Right. I wake you up and as you stare in your face, you seem stunned. Remember me, the one you got your idea from? He knew who he was. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Think about this. He's saying this in 87. I wake you up and as you stare in your face, you seem stunned. Remember me, the one you got your idea from. But soon you start to suffer. The tuna get rougher. When you start to stutter, that's when you had enough of. Ooh.
I mean, you can just visualize all that.
You can't quote, you should have broke because I ain't no joke.
Yo.
Right. That's that dude in 87. And he's actually forecasting and foreshadowing people taking his whole shit and running with it. This is before people took it and run with it.
Like, everybody's going to want to sound like this.
He knew what he had.
He knew he was the future.
He was about to bite this. He's like, oh, when I hit him with this style, everybody about to take this and bite this. He's saying it on I Ain't No Joke. That's what I mean. It's prophecy.
He knew he was the future. He knew he was the future of what
That's
rap
what I mean.
music was supposed to sound like.
How about this? And you want to know how they tell that story about how they kept on trying to get him to rhyme slower and do the whole run and the whole bebop, and he wouldn't.
Yeah.
When Eric B is president and my melody took off, that's why he starts rhyming fast. He's like, I knew these dudes was wrong. I'm about to speed it up. That's why he's rapping the way he's rapping on Follow the Leader and I Ain't No Joke. And the rest of the songs on Paid in Full. Because it's like, no, not only am I not slowing it down because you niggas is wrong, I'm about to speed it up and level it up.
Doubling down.
I'm doubling down.
Mad Max with the super chat.
Hold on, what did he say? Music will make melodies. When he starts doing that shit, it's like nobody did that before. People do understand that, right? When you're listening to Follow the Leader, nobody rapped like that before.
That shit is crazy, man.
Period.
I'm about to go listen. I'm about to go listen after we're done with this show. Mad Max with the super chat.
Go listen to every rhyme before Follow the Leader and go show me where somebody's rhyming even remotely close.
No, it's not even close. He's from a whole other universe. Mad Max with the super chat says Rakim and Nas are more like Dr. J and Mike, not Mike and Kobe. Because MJ took from Dr. J and Dave Thompson, like Nas took from Rakim and G-Rap. I got you. You know what? You're right.
Okay. No, I like
Michael took Dr. J's game to the next level.
He took Dr. J's high flying act, but he took David Thompson's mid range game. He did.
But this is what I'm gonna say, man. And I think
driving in that mid range, that is more David Thompson than Dr. J. Like what a lot of the stuff might get. I can see that too. Yeah.
Nas's longevity is what it is, and Nas is obviously a whole different MC than Rakim was or is. Because Rakim's still dope. But I think that I don't know if Nas took Rakim to the next level per se. because the things that Rakim did, like the lyrics of Fury stuff, and
He
like
took the appreciation.
yeah, like the approach maybe, but like what you were just talking about on Ain't No Joke and Follow the Leader, Nas never rapped like that. You know what I'm saying? He
Well,
never
no, so
took
this
that
is what
kind
I
of
mean.
approach.
So he actually did what Rakim originally did is that everybody started getting. How about this? Rakim got everybody loud and fast and kind of hype. And so Nas actually kind of reset the bar back about how Rakim
Right.
did. It was actually with that My Melody. How about this? If you go listen to Nas, it's like, well, that's what I mean when it's like, well, he's Cool G rap at moments, but the Rakim moments are the calm moments. So New York State of Mind is not. I always tell people it's like, don't think that he sounds like Rakim because of New York State of Mind because he took the sample. Because New York State of Mind is Cool G rap inspired Nas. Life's a Bitch and the World is Yours is Rakim inspired Nas. That Killing Them Softly shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the demo for It Ain't Hard to Tell sounds very Rakim-ish.
Yes,
But
that's
the
what I'm
one
saying.
that made
That's
the album,
the
not
thing.
so much.
The guy that's on One Love, that's the guy that's Rakim inspired. The guy that's doing Represent in New York State of Mind and Halftime, oh, that's the Cool G rap side.
This is what I'm gonna say, man. Too like, let's look at, and because we've talked about this on the show before, we talk about how albums kind of came together in the '80s, where it was about making bangers, and it wasn't really about having an intro, having a song
Right.
about this, and having a
Right.
full, complete album. I don't think we got to there until, what would you say, maybe It Takes a Nation, or I don't know, man. I think really the concept albums, I could start with the Chronic maybe, or the Low End Theory and stuff like
Low
that.
End Theory precedes
where-
the Chronic.
Right.
Where's
Yeah.
Daylight?
So I
in
would
this?
say, I would say either,
De La Soul is dead.
I was gonna say 3 Feet High, maybe.
It's 3 Feet High just because of the skits, but is that a concept just because it has
No,
skits?
not
What's
really.
the concept
But
of
as far
3
as
Feet
like
High and
hip hop
Rising?
artists actually making a complete album and perfecting that, I don't think we got that until around Daylight and Tribe and them, right?
That's what I'm saying. So De La Soul is dead and the Low End Theory is the start of that, right?
I would say.
Because I don't think 3 Feet High and Rising is the concept album. What's the concept of the album? De La Soul is Dead has a concept.
What do you think about Straight Outta Compton being in that conversation? No?
I don't. Because
Okay.
it's not. It's not a concept album. Some
Okay.
niggas in Compton is talking about how shit's fucked up in Compton. Peace
Okay,
to
so
them.
everything before these albums we're talking about was just bangers, right? And so
Right.
based on that formula and that format, is there
Actually,
any more complete album in that format than this one?
if we're talking about concept album, The Greatest Adventures of Slick Rick.
Okay.
Yes, that's 1989. So that would be hip hop's first real concept
No,
album.
that was
'cause it's-
88. That was 88.
Is that 88?
Mhm.
That's got to be late 88. Why do I always feel like that's 89?
I don't know. It's close. I forgot what part of the year it was, but yeah, I mean, so just based on what albums were supposed to be in that era, it's really hard to say that there's an album that really does all that this one does based on that format. I mean, it's banger after banger after banger. And Eric B's in the group, so he had to have his interludes. If anybody had any type of qualms with this album, it would be the interludes, but again, that's an additive.
I was right, Mike. See, I'm not tripping. November 1st, 1988 is when The Greatest Adventures of
Okay.
Slick Rick
So it
came
was
out.
the end of the
You're
year?
right.
Okay.
November 1st of 88. Right. So it's like literally at the end of 88. That's why I was like, that's not an 88 rap album. Because like when people talk about 88, they don't talk about The Greatest Adventures of Slick Rick. And that's because it shit didn't drop to the end of the year. So it's like, that's why I mean, it's like, I look at that almost like an 89 rap album. Kind of like I be talking about Scarface and the Diary. I'm like, ain't that 95? And every time you're like, no, Coop, that's 94. I'm like, nigga, that's like the last month of 94.
Right.
Which it is. It's like December of 94.
Like Doggy Style was.
Like Doggy Style.
Because
Like
everything
Magic.
in Doggy Style rode through 94.
Right.
Jay Short with the super chat says, but back then you only had like 8 songs on the album, 4 on each side. CDs made dudes include fillers. I say that all the time. Imagine Nas's albums with only the 8 best songs. That's a really good point. Imagine Nas in the vinyl era.
I've always told people this. Great rappers shouldn't have shit that's over 12 to 14 actual songs. It was written. I always tell people this. It was written. Well, you got an intro. So we're already 13 songs down. Take Live Nigga Rap and Affirmative Action off, and what you have is actually only 11 solo records from Nas. Perfect. All right.
Born
right.
King says, Cool Keith did go with Rakim on I'm Housing Things. He says, fish ain't my favorite dish. And on ain't it good to be you, he goes to Ross saying, your satellites are weak, mocking the follow the leader. Man, man.
Hold on, and I'm gonna be honest. And you want to know what he got for that? He didn't even get a response because he wasn't dope enough to garner one.
No, Cool Keith's dope, but yeah, he didn't want to rock him, man.
Like I said, he's not dope enough to garner one from Rakim. I'm gonna say that again. He didn't even get a response.
I mean, listen, I remember hearing No Omega thinking that he was possibly going at like LL Kane on don't sweat the technique, but
Let the
let the
rhythm
rhythm
hit
hit him.
And don't the follow. He's going to EPMD on
EPMD on
don't
follow the leader. Yeah, and it's like nobody wants it
far
with
enough,
this
so
guy.
I drug him. Yeah.
That Battle Cat line or whatnot on No Omega, I always thought that was, I thought that was the LL Walk Like a Panther thing. You ain't ripping Jack, kind of a play off of
No. It's going down. These dudes are competitive. That's why I'm telling you. It's just
But
like
nobody wanted it with this guy.
No, nobody took any direct shots. You'd be foolish to do that. Be foolish to do that.
Because you get one of those let the rhythm hit him. Let the rhythm hit him.
People don't
vicious,
even understand
man.
it. So let the rhythm hit him probably even sounds better if Paul C doesn't get murdered. Because by then Eric B and Rakim, when Let the Rhythm is coming out, Eric B and Rakim aren't even together anymore. They're not even hanging, Mike.
Yeah, I hear that. I think I was listening to. Oh man, Eric B was on a podcast, and man, forgive me, the name slips me, but Combat Jack's podcast. Rest in peace to Combat Jack. But Eric B was on there, and he was telling the story that Rakim had Summertime first, and it was in those sessions, right? And I guess I think Eric B said that somebody talked Rakim out of doing Summertime, and that's how Will got it, or something to that degree. But yeah, it confirms what you're
92.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. Listen to how Rakim's flowing on Let the Rhythm Hit Him. And it's like, well, yeah, because people have to realize this. When I was saying, like, well, Will took his flow even if he didn't take the song, it's like, well, In the Ghetto is out. Mahogany is out. Let the Rhythm Hit Him is out. No, that's definitely Rakim's flow in 91, 92. It's definitely like 90, 91. That's Rakim.
They're going to kill you for your Cool Keith comment. I mean, yeah, the Ultramatic MCs is crazy. And Cool Keith did
just say, hold on,
MF Doom.
Cool Keith birth MF Doom? We're talking about two guys that don't belong in this top 10 MC and lyricist conversation we're having.
Oh, my God. Why'd y'all get him started?
How about that?
Why'd y'all get him started on this?
We're talking about top 10 lyricists. You understand that, right? We're talking about Rakim right now. We're going to leave Cool Keith and MF Doom where they belong, which is out of this conversation. They belong in this conversation.
People
what
say
MF
if Rakim
got for follow the leader a microphone fiend, Mike? You get what I'm saying? He don't belong in this conversation. What Cool Keith got for Let the Rhythm Hit Him and No Omega?
Listen,
Eric B is president.
I'm a big Rakim fan, so you're asking the wrong person.
Right? No. Somebody got some evidence that they belong in the conversation. I'd love to hear some records right now.
People are saying
accordion.
If Rakim,
you gonna play accordion against Eric B as president, Mike?
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. People are saying if Rakim has Summertime, I mean. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if Summertime's as big of a hit as it became if Rakim does it, other than Will doing it. Because I remember, and I don't know if everybody remembers this, like this is in the middle of the height of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They debuted that video right after the episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so it was getting that national coverage from a network that doesn't even play music videos, and I don't know if that would have happened. Yeah.
MTV wore that record out.
NBC was playing it because he was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that obviously it would have been a great record if Rakim would have done it. It would have been a classic still, but I don't know if it would have been as big as it was with Will doing.
No, it's like even when I hear that whole Rakim had In the Club first, it's like, oh, I would love to hear him on that beat, but that beat's not for him.
Yeah. And you know what
I'm saying?
I know Rakim said he didn't write Summertime. It's just, and they say that Will Smith was channeling his inner Rakim and all that stuff. It's like, man, it's just, it's just hard for me, me as a fan to
No, I'm
believe
not.
that because
I'm not gonna knock that. Haven't we all think about this? It's like,
Will did a
is it
great listen. Will did a
okay?
great job at
So
that.
so
If
hold
Will
on. How
copied
about
him, he
this?
did a great job.
Slick Rick is the most imitated.
Yeah,
Okay, but Rakim is the guy that we've always all inspired and aspired to be. Nobody his style has been more bitten. You know what I mean? He is the guy. Like if you're a rapper and you're a real rapper and you fashion yourself a real rapper, he has inspired us more than any other MC ever has. And so imagine what that feels like for somebody live that's around it while it's happening. Because keep in mind, while Will Smith is blowing up in Philly, there's this guy in New York who's really running rap. You feel what I'm saying? While Will Smith's winning a Grammy, he knows who's really, you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
And so it's like we all feel that way, and we didn't even get to whiff it or to smell it up close. How you think Will Smith feels in 1989,
Well, he
90,
has
and
good
91,
taste.
and 92?
He
Come
has good
on.
taste.
Come on.
Because he came
Right.
in like, here it is, man. Groove, slight, transform, just a
Cool.
bit of the great from the norm, just a little.
It sounds just
something
like
to
In the
break
Ghetto. It's just like the
monotony.
delivery from In the Ghetto.
It sounds just like that.
It's
Just
the
a little
delivery from In
something
the
to
Ghetto.
break
It
the
is.
monotony
And if you
of
look
all
around,
that
hold on,
hardcore
when
dancing
did
has
In the
gotten
Ghetto
it.
come
Come
out?
on, man.
Yeah.
It might be the biggest of the best biting job ever, right? From somebody
No,
who didn't.
I've always said this. It's
I
like,
don't want to say biting. That's wrong.
no. See, here's the thing. It's only biting when you don't do it well. When you do
He
it
did it
well,
well.
it goes into another category, which is imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So
Definitely.
the most flattering thing that a major pop artist and crossover artist could do is to pay homage for one of our real kings that way. So I don't have a problem with it.
No, never had a problem. Rod doesn't have a problem with it either, it seems
Right.
like.
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, and how more flattering can you feel about somebody of Will Smith's stature who at that point had spread beyond the boundaries of hip hop? And if he wanted to go back and keep it hip hop, where did he go?
Yeah.
He went to Rakim.
They
That's
put it
where
on
the
the
fuck
grand
you
stage.
should go if you leave us as an MC and you should go somewhere and you come back, who would you want him to sound like? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he did actually what a real MC should do. It's like, oh, if I don't know what to do, make that shit sound like Rakim. You motherfucking right. I'm with him on that. I would do the same thing.
Here it is.
Because
No, you know what he got me?
No, because this is where the music business influenced you. Well, his first album won a Grammy, but his second album flopped, and that led him to get into TV. So when he's coming back, he's trying not to fail again. You know what he's trying to make sure he does not to fail? Not the stardom part, the hip hop part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think the line where he says "Summer Madness," and I know that's what he sampled it from Kool and the Gang, but it just took me right back to this record right here on Paid in Full, "Move the Crowd."
Yes.
Where he said word for word, "Summer Madness," and they said it just like him too, and I was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible that somebody could go out there and copy a person's style and make one of the greatest hip hop songs ever made. Because Summertime's one of the greatest hip hop songs ever made.
Kool Keith is underrated. I just saw somebody say that. That's Kool Keith on Taking Your Blood, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jay Short says Will could have
It's not
been working Summertime for years. Could have been working Summertime for years. Yeah, man, Summertime's a classic. And,
Couldn't have been working that long because it sounds like In the Ghetto, which came out like within a year's time before. So
it sounds like Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em, Rakim. Here it
that's
is.
what I mean. That's In the Ghetto. In the Ghetto's on Let the Rhythm
stuff
Hit 'Em, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on there. I'm just saying. It sounds like how he rapped on that whole album. Because the
whole
first three
Yeah, I
albums.
was just using In the Ghetto because here's what I mean is that In the Ghetto got released as a single. So
Right.
Will could have been like, that's one of those records. Will's probably recording the show in Cali, and In the Ghetto comes up on the screen. You know what I'm saying? He's watching MTV or Yo MTV Raps, and In the Ghetto by Rakim comes on while he's chilling in Hollywood doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I gotta confess, man, Ghetto is one of my favorite Rakim songs.
It is, me too.
It's so different, man. It's like he's being very insightful on that record, and he's showing us like some things that he never really talked about before.
No, you're right.
Back in the days, they lived in caves, exiled from the original man and strayed away. Now that's what I call hard times. I'd rather be here to exercise the mind. And then
Yeah.
how he approached that last verse, where he was like, "No more props, no more property in every barrel. Nobody stopping me because I'm thorough. Rhymes and real estate. Rhymes generate, give me real estate to own. Whenever I bless the microphone, 007 is back and reacting, on point and reaction, ready for action. So low
the
key that you
themes are
might not
consistent.
see
No, no,
me."
no. So listen to how he's talking on In the Ghetto, right? But when he comes back in 97 on It's Been a Long Time, he's talking the same war. You know, Ra want more property than Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah.
More thoughts than Bible recital. Thoughts disciple. I sawed off mics so words scatter like a rifle. Thoughts is trifle. I'm busting knees for you. Hey, yo, technical difficulties is through.
He's the greatest lyricist I ever heard. I'm just gonna say
it's just breathtaking.
Yeah,
dude.
it is.
It's breathtaking.
It's just the way he approaches.
Like the way they think
shit.
about this, to be able to take a hiatus and to take 5 years off and to not have to change your style and to still be 85 to 90% ahead of niggas.
And then listen, man, when he got on ELE too, to spit bars like that, like we hadn't heard him in a minute. Like,
who's the rhyme of the year?
He's incredible.
The best rhyme that year.
Well, I guess we can leave it there, man. Is there anything else we got to cover? We've been in here for like almost 3.5 hours.
I'm just trying to see when In the Ghetto got released as a single. It was May 4th, 1990.
Okay, so when was Summertime?
Summertime, right? And I want to go to Summertime.
I'm sure he heard it. I mean, again, when we talk about when Eric B was talking about the fact that that song was sent to them first, I'm sure that he had heard what Rakim was working on. Either way, whether it was released as a single or not.
Yeah, it's 1991.
Same time?
May 20th, 1991. So literally a year later, Summertime comes out.
Okay. Here it is. Groove, like transform. You know, listen to the. I can't unhear Rakim's voice from that song now when I listen to it. You listen to Summertime and listen to it in Rakim's voice. It's the same song.
The God MC.
And like that, we out of here. We're going to see y'all Wednesday. Hopefully we got some real big surprises next week. But, you know, stay tuned. And we're going to keep you updated.